Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime might perpetrate next? He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of genocidal maniac.
Brother Garfield in the building. Brother Garfield podcast. Dagger Squad all day, every day. Shout out to everybody in the building. Bayasa! My Gullah brother. Peace to Benita Sutton, Mr. Sauce, Gills. Now, watch this, family. I got to say this to y'all, man. A lot of people hit me up. Garfield, why you doing a show with Tazaryach? Why you big up? Listen, man, me and Tazaryach go way back. Way back. And I've seen the brother grow to where he is now. And boy, he got these Christians on a run. He's a marked man in the Christian circles. They are talking about this dude. And his doctrine might be false, but whenever they meet him up one-on-one, they can't win. They can't win. You know, Zion Lex coined a term years ago called shadow boxing in debating. So we good. Like if I bring up an argument and I argue with myself, I'm shadow boxing. Yo, they could shadow box all they want. This guy Tazaryach is no joke. No joke. So let me get the Umar stuff out of the matter of fact, yeah, let me get the Umar stuff out of the way. And then we can get into to Tazaryach and so forth. Or I should start with Tazaryach. But anyway, this week been a fun week. I had a couple of videos. This coming week, let me just show y'all what's going on with the podcast here that we have coming on. We got a couple of videos coming up. A couple of what's his name? Vince Bantu. And let me see. This is the podcast. Yeah, Taz is everywhere, and I love it for the brother, man. I love it for the brother, and I can't do what he do because I'm not a battle rapper on the streets. If you catch me on the street corner, I'm a presentation guy on a computer. I'm not no battle guy. He is into that shit, man. He's into that shit hard, but that's my dude, yo. So this is what we had. We had this episode last Friday. Black people, stop lying to black people, Billy Carson. I had me, Hebrew Israelite, get stomped out. And of course, today we have Tazaryach, most wanted by the Christians. I have this coming up Tuesday, History of Ethiopia. I want y'all to check that out. History of Ethiopia from Selassie from Solomon to Selassie. It is going to be dope. It's going to be dope. I'm gonna say it again. It's going to be dope. Let me see. Why the Bible Began by Dr. Jacob. It's going to be sometime in September. I got God Barnea. I got some other stuff coming up with Master Farad Muhammad. Let me see what else I got going on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what else I got going on. I got a couple of things going on also, but yeah, we gonna lively up the channel, man. The channel is gonna be lively up. and I'm gonna bring out sources, bring stuff up. We're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna definitely have some fun. And it's what you guys are asking for. I'm giving it to y'all. But let's get into this Umar thing real quickly. And then from there we could go on. All right. Let's see what we got popping here with this right here. All right.
Yeah, I was trying to see because when I first seen what you were trying to heard what you were trying to do, I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. I wanted to know what your vision was so I can contact some people here because here's the problem. You're going to need Delaware behind you. And that to me is one of the biggest problems that he had. He would have events, and the only people that would come from Delaware would be the people that I bring there to his event. So when I heard him say that the community was not involved, I'm like, how is the community? Let me try to turn one side on. Excuse me, my class. That's still probably not light it up enough. But how is he going to say the community did not assist him when he's not involved in the community? Yeah, I was trying to see because when I first seen what you were trying to heard what you were trying to do, I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. I wanted to know what your vision was so I can contact some people here because here's the problem. You're going to need Delaware behind you. And that to me is one of the biggest problems that he had. He would have events, and the only people that would come from Delaware would be the people that I bring there to his event. So when I heard him say that the community was not involved, I'm like, how is the community? Let me try to turn one side on. Excuse me, my class. That's still probably not light it up enough. But how is he going to say the community did not assist him when he's not involved in the community?
Yes.
You know, you have to involve yourself. It's a lot of people. See, Wilmington is small. And the people
I mean, hell, Delaware is small.
Yeah, it's small, but where we live at is really small. And the people here are like family net.
Okay.
So I told him from the beginning, you have to involve the people here in Wilmington, you know what I mean, to make this all come to fruition. This would have been done.
When you say this would have been done, are you
the
talking
school
about
would have been open? The school would have been open, but things happened that caused it to be a negative atmosphere for him. The positiveness where everybody was so, I had a couple events with him and everything. So I was kind of promoting him here to Delaware. You know what I'm saying? We were all excited
when you
about
say Delaware, you're talking about like the people, the citizens of Delaware, not necessarily the government.
Right. But even the mayor, everybody would have been involved. The person he has for city council for that particular area is wonderful. Okay. Her name is Anthea Oliver. She is in everything. Like she has events all the time. She would have involved herself, but different things took place and it kind of like messed it up for him. I mean, people was calling my phone left or right. Sister Freedom, have you talked to Dr. Umar? Electricians was calling my phone. Contractors was calling my phone because they all wanted to help. But every single time somebody wanted to help, they were turned down. No, I don't want to do this.
By
I don't.
Dr. Umar, you're saying?
That's the whole narcissist thing. I got this idea to do this, and it can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
See, first, the schools are in an area where you would probably want to gate it in. You see what I'm saying? If you were going to have children spend the night, because the school that he was trying to say that he was having, you would have to pay to come to.
So is it a boarding school? Is that what it was supposed to be?
No, these were just schools for education. Because Theo Gregory built a school for education. He started in a trailer because I heard Jamar, he's
Lord
another
Jamar.
rapper or something. Yeah. He was telling him how his people started in a trailer. And that's exactly what Theo Gregory started. Those schools were in a trailer until he made enough money to get those schools built. He was the president of city council. So he had the backings, and there's so many grants you can use to have had the schools built.
Sure.
I just don't understand why. And I'm trying my hardest not to say anything rude, because I don't want, him to take offense, like Sister Freedom talking about me in a negative manner. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is save the situation. Then I'm gonna tell you now, with all the stuff that's online, the disrespect, all the new things, nobody is going to help him here.
And what I'm curious to understand, not even related to the deal I wanted to work out, but I'm just curious as to, with all of the money he raised, and I'm estimating it to be about $5 million US over time, why isn't the school, at least the building, already renovated and the bills paid up? Like, because that doesn't require like much collaboration. Like, for example, all one would have to do is make a phone call and hire people, which you could actually just do yourself. You do you can make that phone call, hire the person, come lay the tile, hire the person, come do the HVAC, and he has plenty of money. So why did that happen?
What? The people wanted to do it for free. They were that much when this particular, they believed in this man that much that they were wanting to do things for free.
But even with, that's not necessary, right? He has money, he can pay people. So I'm saying, well,
but I'm just saying how much faith they had in the school, that they wanted it done. They wanted this to happen, that they were, plumbers, HVAC people. I was talking about how, Habitat for Humanity, who would give things for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from as well. I'm just
curious as to like your perspective, whether it was free labor or paid labor, because he could afford to engage the paid labor. So whether free or paid, why do you estimate that it just didn't get done?
Marquette. Because he didn't want it to be. I'm just going to say that because if he wanted something to be done, it would be done. And it's as simple as that. You can't blame it on the community if you didn't deal with the community. You have to, like if I said, Dr. Umar, I'm having a Kwanzaa event. Can you come and speak at the event? You want to be in Wilmington at the school. You don't always have to get paid for something. But even if you did, if somebody wanted to give a little donation or whatever, but you got to make yourself a part because you was already getting money. You know what I'm saying? So you could have made yourself a part of Wilmington. You could have went and had meetings with the mayor, meetings with with Ampy, with city council tripping.
Was he in like Africa or something? Like, why wasn't he at these places? I'm just saying, if your school is in Wilmington, like, why wasn't he on the scene?
I guess he was out of town. I'm assuming he was out of town. Now, the only problem that I see with this is, I'm assuming you think the schools are only like 400,000.
Well, there's a lot of things that I don't know, which is why I wanted to have a proper discussion with Dr. Umar, because there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. I did text Dr. Umar. The text message says delivered. I actually got the same phone number from 3 different people who reached out, one of whom I know personally, who's a very honest, honorable person, who's been in contact with Dr. Umar, gave me the number. I sent the text. It said delivered. Then 2 other persons, women similar to yourself, who seem to have a connection to him. And then I didn't get a response to my text message, so waited a couple of days, and then I gave him a phone call. No answer. Waited a little bit, gave him a phone call. I decided to leave a voice message just so that he knows it's me. So basically just said, Dr. Umar Marquette Burton here, just reaching out to let you know that the offer of the 40K to acquire one of the buildings and to clear out the debt is a sincere offer. And if you want to have a conversation, ring me at any hour. And in the event that we don't do any business, I just want to let you know I'm praying for you, in as much as I know you're in a very stressful position. And I want to see you get out of that, which is a fact, right? I'm not saying he's doing the right thing. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm saying that I know you have to be under tremendous stress. And I'm praying that you get out of that.
Why do you think it's 40K?
This is what we've heard, and according to the documentation that I've seen publicly shared, my understanding is that it's a little under 40K. What do you estimate it at?
From what I'm hearing, I didn't think it was that much. But, I could find out very easily. You know what I mean? I could just go up to the city county building and find out. But, I didn't think it was that much. But I'm still going to say to you, even if you paid that, the building still had a mortgage on them.
You're kidding me. How do the buildings have a mortgage? He's been collecting millions of dollars of donations. How's there a mortgage?
What makes you think that it didn't?
Why should it have a mortgage if you collected $5 million? Was that?
That's not my understanding. My understanding was.
I like Sister Freedom's energy. I love her as a person of color, and we are the same people of Black people. But she shouldn't have said all of this stuff she said. She should have just left it alone. Because remember, when I went to Delaware, I came because of her. She invited me. She invited me, and I think Brother Sarnetta didn't come, but I drove down there. I don't think she should have said the things that she said on this interview. I don't think she should have said these things.
Because there was an amount of money that was put down.
Because we don't know the figures. We don't know. I mean, she's saying a lot of things which is hearsay. We don't know if it's facts. And then we're going to draw a conclusion. Because if you notice, he calls the video, Dr. Umar Insider exposes the truth. So that means, is this the truth? This is why YouTube is very dangerous, man. Especially this video, because it's going viral. We gotta be careful.
You know what? This is what I'm going to suggest that you do.
Listen, if somebody has raised money for a school, he has acknowledged to the government that he's raised at least 1.6 million. That's documented on taxes for the IRS.
You could put the address in and see who owns the building and if it's paid.
You can see who owns the building. You can't always see the nature of the finances behind the building, because you don't know if there's a first mortgage, a second mortgage. You don't know if anyone's taking out a line of equity. You don't know if people have a construction loan. There's just so many things that might be involved. But to be honest with you, that building should have been paid off, because he's raised a minimum of 1.6, which is documented, and he's paid, and I believe, according to basic calculations, he should have raised at least $5 million. That building should have been paid off, especially in the time that he would have purchased it, wherein the real estate markets have been illiquid. Assets are going for the cheap. Like, there's just no reason you should have a mortgage on a building like that. It's not, my house costs more than that building.
Building, though. It's not just one building.
Yeah, it's 3 buildings, and my house costs more than those 3 buildings. Like, why would he have a mortgage on that? Like if he has a mortgage on that building,
I think the buildings are like 3 million, excuse me. If I'm not mistaken.
Do you have the address? I'll pull it up right now. Do you have the address?
Let me see. The address is 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19804.
Okay, so let's take a look here. We might be able to find the public records. I don't typically use this website, but this is one of the few that has the referenced property. So this is the address that you gave me, and this does look like a particular property. That's the one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's see if we can find the records of sale. So it's 37,000 square feet. I was in fact just looking at a property in Detroit that's around this square footage. It's a private home, beautiful home with stone, just like all of the ancient, expensive materials in it. And that one was for 1.3 million in a city that you've actually heard of. So this one, as you can see right here, it says it was last sold. And I want everyone to pay attention. And this is the importance of experience. We can see when it was last sold. This is a public record. It was last sold 2019. For how much money? $400,000. And that's precisely why I thought that I should be able to get this for a deal. Now, if there's 3 buildings, right? So it's sold for $100,000.
I'm not mistaken. It's a little one and 2 buildings.
Okay.
See, that's the one that's across the street. That's across the street. Then it's another school on the other side. Is there like a little thing that you can push and then it shows the like once, you know how a house is and shows the different.
Let's see.
Showing that. Across it. Yes. If you go across, go ahead. See, that's the one he's been working on. That's the one that's got the little mural. That's the one that's already pretty. And look, see, no, you're going too fast, Marquette. Go back a little bit. See, that's the gym over there. That's why I said 3, because the gym is set off by itself.
Oh, right here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously these 3 buildings are not going to cost or be worth the same amount of money. There's no doubt about that. However,
it was 400,000. Okay. But I didn't think it was that. From my understanding, it was millions. And
yeah, well, on public record is 400,000. So that's what the government knows it to be. And Umar does not seem like the person who has enough experience in this industry to do a complex deal off paper. So it's 400,000. That being the case, if you have 3 buildings, you would say approximately each building could be worth about $134,000. And so the idea is that I provide them the 40K and I'll have some other expenses. I'll probably out the door end up spending about 60K. And then I can get a building that's worth twice as much. That was the idea. Now, the problem is that if he has a mortgage on that, and this, honestly, this would get me mad. This would get me mad if he has a mortgage on that, because $400,000, you should be able to, even if you're an individual buying your own personal home, you should be able to just pay that outright if you've had the career that Dr. Umar has had without the fundraising for the school, just your career. Now, with the fundraising for the school that he's done over a decade, he should have been able to pay that off, no sweat, and pay another $400,000 for all of the renovations. So if there's a mortgage, what that means is the following. Everyone paying attention, for those of you who have been in commercial real estate, if he put a down payment on this piece of property, they're probably going to ask him to put down somewhere in the ballpark of, say, 15% if he got an amazing deal, which I don't think he would have on his first go in real estate. So between 15% to 30% down. But let's just say he put down 25% on that property. If you put down 25% on a $400,000 property, that's only $100,000. So that means he would have put down $100,000, and then he has a very modest monthly payment for this property, like very modest, like a couple grand, like $3,000 or something like that. I'm not going to take out the time to calculate it because it's just such a petty amount of money. But what I'm saying to you is this: he put down $100,000 and took out a loan for $400,000, and where did the other millions go? Like, that's the scary part.
I don't know. I really don't know, because I know he had raised a lot of money, but I don't know. I just assumed the buildings was over $1 million. And like I said, if I call Theo right now, the last time me and Nye.
Sister Freedom, please don't go on anybody's YouTube and do this again. Please. It's not a good look. Mind your business. You should have never went up there and said anything. This is wrong on so many levels, because now you're throwing out assumptions without facts that people in the YouTube world, they don't care about fact checking. Oh, you heard the lady, she knows Umar, and then she knows Umar. She could call Umar. She's the one that introduced him to the damn spot. So she's definitely well vested in it, but that don't mean everything she says is true. She might not have the intricate details to even have a conversation about it. But she's throwing out all these numbers and words. Come on, sister. I love you, man. But come on. We got to do better, man.
And Theo was talking about it. The buildings was over $1 million. Now, if they just let them go for 400,000, I'm did he laugh? You know what I mean? That's a good thing because they were definitely worth it. They were.
And that's why I wanted to do a real estate deal, right? Like if there's a building that you think is worth $1 million and he got it for 400,000, that lets me know I definitely ain't gonna pay 400,000, and maybe the appraisal says it's worth $1 million. That'd be awesome. But if he has a mortgage out on these buildings, then the level of scamming is higher than any of us could have imagined. And it's almost scary, to be honest with you, because that should have been paid out outright in cash.
I wouldn't send I'm saying me, I personally, after things that I've seen, I wouldn't want my babies to go there.
What have you seen?
What's been going on the YouTube?
Well, I mean, let's be honest, and I'm not defending Dr. Umar, and frankly, I don't watch his content. He has me blocked. I couldn't even watch it if I wanted to, and I wouldn't try to, but
I mean, oh man. Oh man. All I'm gonna say is this, man. We gotta be careful when we go on social media, man. I'm not taking anything she's saying unless it's from like an official, because I'm gonna play a next video after this, which they said he paid the money. But watch this. We're gonna play this a second.
If the school, I assume the school was about teaching arithmetic, history, math, English, and things like this, just a basic education. And he wouldn't be the one teaching it. So is there anything more nefarious that we need to know other than he says off-color things and he has sexual affairs with some of the single moms? Is there anything more than that?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. If you was going to a church and you heard those things by the pastor, would you want to go to that church?
If I heard what claims about him?
The things that you've been hearing, no, these ain't claims that you hear. These are things that's coming out of his mouth. I know personally me, and I would actually tell him this. You have really, no. I mean,
so what would you recommend?
By what they say. I would recommend that you try to get to schools, because my and I know fear is the mind killer, but I don't want to just put it like that. I don't want somebody else to get it. You see what I'm saying? I want it to stay in our hands because of who built the school. He's a great friend of mine, and he was trying to get part of the school again. He was willing to pay for part of the, get at least the gym. You know what I mean? I know quite a few people that were trying to work with him, just like what you're doing, like what you're saying. And at this time, it wasn't all this mess that's going on with the YouTube right now. But I know Wilmington. I live here. You know what I mean? And I know the elders that deal with everything, and they're gonna say no. You know what I mean? So,
the challenge, and I called him yesterday and left that voicemail because I'm flying out of the country tomorrow. And so, and the auction supposedly was the 25th. I had a communication from someone who seems pretty reliable that he was able to put together a payment plan to cover the debt. Okay. So either A, the payment plan is settled, and so that'll allow him to have kind of some bridge financing, or B, he's not planning to do anything. He's going to let it, the school be taken away. But I tend to not believe that. I think he did get the bridge financing to kind of inch along, and they didn't pay it outright. He's going to kind of work the payment plan. And frankly, it's kind of annoying because it only verifies that he was definitely cheating at a level that is unimaginable, because to have raised that much money and not be able to pay off a $40,000 debt shows that he's starting from scratch, basically. And if he can't pay off a $40,000 debt, surely he can't fully renovate the schools. And more importantly, he can't pay salaries to teachers. And let's be honest, I know folks want to volunteer, but you need certified teachers in there. You need people to be on a full-time salary with predictability. And that's going to be required to have the trust of the public to fill the building with students. And so it's just basically he's delayed disaster. And I really wish that he did take me up on that offer, because I think it would have been good for all parties involved. Now that I got the word from the folks that he got some bridge financing and I got a flight out of the country, deal can't be done because it goes to auction on the 25th. So there's not even enough time to get the deal done if he didn't have bridge financing. But I'm pretty confident that the persons who reached out saying he got some financing and a payment plan, I think that happens to be accurate.
Okay, so this payment plan on 40,000 it is that he owes?
Yes, with two different entities.
So somebody is still sending money?
I can't tell you where the money came from or how much money he put down or what the nature of the payment plan is. But the idea is that he's been able to push off disaster for some time. Who knows if he's even given them any money? He might have just gotten a payment plan and they said, hey, first payment in 2 months. We don't know.
I don't know either. I gotta look into it,
I don't know either.
This thing is, even if you owe, where is the other money coming from to fix the schools? This is what I'm saying. It's just work with. I just wish he would say, you know what, I'm gonna work with the brother, see what he's coming up. But now he got to open up so he can listen to you and see what your ideas are too, which is going to be the hardest thing in the world for him to do. You know, I just personally think so. You know, and that's no disrespect, Dr. Umar, if you're listening to it, and please, we're in Wilmington, so we don't want to do that. It's my hometown. We don't want to do that. So what I'm saying is, where is that coming from? Even if somebody helped you get money, do you understand where I'm coming from?
I do understand.
It fits.
I think what we need to be talking about right now, and if you all would permit me, I would suggest that we put a deadline on Dr. Umar to have some education for either boys or girls, have a classroom running. And I would say that by January 10th is the deadline. If he doesn't have a classroom running by January 10th, I believe that the community that folks believe exists should get together and something should be done. What that something is, it can be decided at a later date, but January 10th, because the problem is that you have someone who's not really a boss, but he's operating in the position of a boss. And when you have a boss, your boss tells you, get this done by this date, you know, or else there's consequences. But he's not liable. He's not responsible to anyone. And so we should say by January 10th, if you don't have a school with a classroom running on a regular basis, this will be the consequence. Because otherwise he's just going to kick the can down the road.
I do understand. To me, if I was him, I would just say, either I'm going to work with you and some other brothers, because it's that much that y'all could have had a team. You know what I mean? A team together. How we going to do this?
Signed up for that. And that's one thing that folks have misunderstood is that I have a 3-sentence Bible, 3-sentence Quran, a 3-sentence Torah. Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, be good to yourself. Number 3, be good to good people. I only work with good people. So it's one thing to do a transaction. We do transactions all the time, but I'm not going to do a partnership with someone that I cannot trust. So the idea is we do a transaction. I get the building. And what I do is I come in with the saints, and then I work with people who are actually in that community who want to attend the school, the children, the mothers, the fathers, the Fruit of Islam, the Boys and Girls Club, the churches, and then we make it happen. And we're going to make it happen quickly. I might not take everyone's advice and use it, but I will hear it. I'll be a hearer, and we will move rapidly and get things going. And people will be pleased whether we took their advice or not. They're like, damn, this man got the kids in the classroom. He got the teachers in the classroom, and we can see that is happening. People can respect work. You know, people respect when the work gets done, and that's what I deliver. But I was not going to go in there and, you know, try to be a partner because he doesn't want partners, and I can see that. And I'm not going to try to, you know, force myself or my way on someone who is not open to that. And frankly, assassin or nothing.
Right, I understand exactly what.
What I find very interesting is I don't know if you guys could hear this video right here.
Hopefully next year, but I don't control that renovation. Control that. All right, and are people outside the state, would they be able to be a part of the school virtually? Right. The virtual campus will not be in the beginning, though. So we're hoping to have that within 5 years. Third question, which I should ask, well, how do we support the school right now? Donation, cash app, $FDMG School, PayPal.me, Academy, or find me the technicians. We don't need the money if we got the volunteering.
All right. So now, if you heard that interview, that was 5 years ago. He said, hopefully next year. We don't. I'm going to say this. I think we all need to mind our business at this point. We know what it is. We know what it is. And boy, it's so sad on so many levels, man. It's so sad. It's so sad on so many levels, family. So sad on so many levels. So sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video. Play the video, Mr. Reed. Hold on a second. Let me play it right here. YouTube Shorts. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So let me play this video here. Hold on a second, family. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, so this came out, I think, yesterday.
Overjoyed right now. All the haters that thought it was over for Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson has satisfied what? Hold on, listen.
He said, I can share that the properties in question, we know what those properties are, were removed from the sheriff's sale process. So they were going to be auctioned. And he says, Dr. Umar has communicated with our offices and has satisfied his delinquencies.
Yay, Dr. Umar!
I don't know how much that is.
Honestly, I knew it all along. I know Dr. Umar Johnson has his issues with women, but I don't see him as a crook or any of the things that his haters say he is. The man seriously is trying to do this on his own, and I give him 100% credit. It's not easy. And a lot of you that talk crap, y'all know it's not easy. Y'all know a lot of these schools Black people have is charter schools. You know, we need a foundation, an actual school. And Dr. Umar Johnson been trying so hard, and instead of people helping him, they want to talk down on him. I don't talk down on him and his mission. Only thing I criticize is him and women. That's basically it. So big up to Dr. Umar. I have a man at my job, right? My coworker is always like keeping me on the update. So he comes in today. Guess what? Dr. Umar Johnson paid. I said, yes, I knew it. He goes, what? No. I'm like, it's no. He paid it. Goodness gracious. Even when the man do something right, y'all still say it's wrong. One time for Dr. Umar Johnson. Continue your mission. And now that y'all see he's serious about it and he was actually able to save his school, we need more donations.
Listen, family, I would not, and this is me personally, I'm not telling you what to do. This is Garfield speaking for Garfield only. I would not give a dime until you get a, you know when Donald Trump come out and said the first 100 days or come out with a plan for the first 100 days, he needs to come up with a plan with deadlines and do it and commit to it. He's not doing that. And let me tell you something, family. I've been doing credit repair for like almost 20 years now. And let me tell you something. The only thing changed in my business is that I was the guy who was promoting it on the radio. I was the guy that was actually doing the credit repair. I was actually the guy being the customer service. Until I changed that, stop being the guy, the business couldn't prosper if I was doing all the roles, playing all the roles. I was the guy promoting it on the radio. I was the guy doing customer service, actually doing the credit repair, mailing out letters, doing everything. You can't do that. You can't run a business and be a solo guy. You got to have other people around you. You got to have other people taking phone calls. You got to have other people doing the actual work and just be the guy that's promoting. And that's it. That's it. You can't be the guy that's the owner and operator and say, yes, I started the FDMG school. Okay, Umar, you're the face of FDMG. We got that. Now, who are the people you have? Do you have a board of directors? That's the first thing you need to ask him. You're donating $500, $1,000. I'm doing it for the cause, man. We got to support Umar, black owned. What is he doing? You have no idea. And this guy is touring all over the world. How does he have time to run a school? He's the most sought after Pan-African or black speaker that I know of. Because when you go on his Instagram, he's going to be here tomorrow. He's going to be here tomorrow. He's going to be in China. He's going to be in Africa. I'm like, wow. So how is he running a school? You need to hire people. Get with my sister. Get you a team. Remember we used to say, Sister Monica Lamb, we used to say, get you a team in 2017. Get you a team in 2018. Get you a team in 2019. You got to get you a team, family. You got to get you a team, man. And when you get your team, you got to make it public. Because everybody think you're scamming or they're just talking shit. No. You got to make people remove that shit that they talk by actually telling the people what you're doing with the money and how's it going. Have a financial report. Get an accountant. And have that person come out and give a financial report. This is what this money went to. That minute, a 20-minute video does that. That removes all the doubts, bro. But you can't do it because it's all about Umar. I hope I'm wrong for the sake of the people, for the sake of blackness. I hope it's true. I hope it's not true what people are saying. I'm hoping it's not true. Now, you worked out a bridge deal, according to what the brother Market said. Right, Saint? And those people right there say, oh, he paid. He ain't paying nothing as far as we know. We don't know what he paid. We know that he's off the list of people being auctioned off. We don't know what deal he cut. Let's not assume. I don't know. All right? But how do we really know that Umar doesn't have a team? Bantu Knots. If he has a team, that's what I said. I don't know, but I'm just saying, if he had a team, the team is not doing their job because he should have a financial consultant. He should have a team saying, "Hey, boom, 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 boom. This is what's going on." A 20-minute update every 2 weeks. That's it. Just every 2 weeks on a Friday evening, 5 o'clock. Oh, we gotta tune in, man. We got an Umar update. We got an Umar update. It should be everybody anticipating an Umar update. Umar update. That's what a team does. I'm in chats with Umar right now. The people add me to these chats on text messages and all that stuff. All I'm saying is the brother needs a team that's functional. Let me put it that way. Because a team would come out. We have a report every 2 weeks. We have a report every 2 weeks. Just like how the Congress and the senators on the Democratic side that come out every week and give a report of what the Republicans are not doing. What is it that you are doing, Umar? His team are also faking phone calls. Yeah, but he needs a functional team. Let me put it that way. A functional team. A functional team. And that will make a difference in how everybody looks at the whole thing. All right. I just want to say that he needs a functional team. If anybody wants to jump on, let me put the link. If anybody wants to add anything about Umar before I go into Captain Tazaryach, let me know. Here's the hold on there. All right, so let me do that. Hold on a second, family. Let me just do this real quickly here, right here. Hold on a second, family. Let me just do this real quickly here, right here. Put the seal. Let me pin the message up. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to my enemies. Shout out to everybody that supported me all over the years and support the Brother Garfield podcast. I'm going to be very active. I got a show Tuesday. I got a show Thursday, and I'm trying to do something. I'm doing something on Fridays. Black people stop lying to black people. And what people got to realize is this: we have a lot of misinformation in the community, whether it's from the Hebrew Israelites, whether it's from Egyptomaniacs, whether it's from the Christians, whether it's from Pan-Africanists. There's a lot of misinformation that's circulating This whole thing about everybody's black in Scotland, Ireland, England was all black people. When science tells us something else, the genetics tell us something else, the population numbers tell us something else. And I think if the average person watch the pseudo killers or even Sean's Science Channel and know that in Scotland, for example, there was a guy there over 7,000 years ago who was dark skinned with blue eyes. So dark skinned people are the original people of the land. That is not, but those dark skinned people with the alleles that gave them blue eyes are not sub-Saharan Africans. They are black people who are not connected to Africa as far as genetically. Yeah. After the Ice Age, they showed up in Scotland. Then about 3000 BC, you have the folks, the wave of people that came in with different alleles of light skin, different alleles to make them light skin, and those people overtook the population of that area. So they've been there for over almost 4,000 or 5,000 years, the people that are there, and they're connected to Northwest Europeans. That's why the folks in Scotland, England, and Ireland look white. That's for people who believe that all the people were black. You know? But I'm going to say this. I wish Umar the best. I hope there's a positive outcome out of this. Seems like I wish Tariq Nasheed the best. I hope there's a positive outcome for that museum that he so-called put together. I hope there's a positive income for all of us in our lives on a daily basis. There are affirmations we got to say daily and keep it positive. But hey, we got some real BS going on in our community and it needs to be called out. All right. All right. The link is here if anybody want to jump on. All right. I would like to add the man is scamming, but I hope he's not. All right. So there's a gentleman by the name of Captain Tazaryach. All right. Hold on. First of all, let me do it this way. Let me go to his channel. So if people don't know who this guy is, Captain Tazaryach, let me introduce this. Hold on there. Oh, somebody made a video. FDMG is over. Here's why. Oh, his ex-girlfriend. Hold on. Let me. Just 9 minutes. Let me check her out. Just to keep the old Umar information going. This is Umar's supposedly ex-girlfriend. Let's hear what she got to say.
Video. I'm gonna try to run through it very fast because I'm tapped out, y'all. It's been a long ass day. But I did say I want to do this video and I'm going to do it very quickly. This is just my opinion. If this is not what, this is not what you think it is, then I implore you to give or take. But I'm pretty much on point, I'm sure. So let's go right in. Umar purchased these buildings. They say he's in the 6th, 7th year. He purchased these buildings. From what I know, just a very brief recap. There was no revenue. They don't have the potential as they are right now to bring in revenue. That means there's no possibility for a loan. And he just started with weak capital. So he has not been doing the comprehensive renovations for the school, and he has not gotten the C of O, which has been something he's kept talking about, but it has not happened. And just recently, I'm pretty sure he has pissed off Wilmington to the point where they're like at their last with him, rightfully so. He called a protest and you are the problem. You're paying stuff late. You're not getting the building done in enough time. Normally when you do a commercial property, I just want to let y'all know, normally it takes about 3 to 4 years of a nonprofit. They'll give you a little bit of time, but 3 to 4 years is like pushing it.
I'm not listening to that woman. I apologize. I'm not listening to her. Let's get an idea of who Captain is. For those who don't know who Captain Tazaryach is, here he goes.
Section 8 is not bad for white people. I don't even think they call it Section 8. I remember Obamacare. White people complained about Obamacare when Medicaid was Obamacare. But when it's called Obamacare, they hate it. When it's called Medicaid, they love it. When it's called Section 8, it's a black person problem. When it's government assistance, it's accepted. So why is it that it's only looked bad at us? Section 8 is not bad for white people. You want to know why our walls are falling? Because we look at entertainers. Commander Jenny Hanna go out there and say, we shouldn't smoke weed. Y'all will fight him on it. But if a celebrity was to say it, y'all might listen to it. Because celebrities are who everybody listens to, but only us. Only us. They don't listen to white. Donald Trump gets out there. Everybody respects him. Everybody. But nobody respects the true leadership for black people. I just wanted to end that. Let's see if Colleen is ready now with their mic.
Perdition, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful.
But your man that you see down the street look nice and sweet. I can rob him. Oh, he going to work at 9. I've been casing the joint. He go to work from 9 to 6. He don't even come home on his lunch break. Soon as he leave, we could break in his house. We got all day. No ring alarm, no ring camera on the phone, no nothing. You commit crimes in your proximity. But your man that you see down the street look nice. Why you think you on Facebook and Instagram? Why you think you on TikTok? Why you think you on YouTube? The business of people's business is more important. You ask most people, they say they don't watch TV, right? A lot of people say they don't watch TV, but ask them if they're on social media, because that's the new TV. You know why they can't watch TV? Because real life gossip is far more entertaining. It's far more important. Why you think you're on Facebook and Instagram? Why you think you're on TikTok? Why you think you're on YouTube? The business. Like that. He said, I'll read it.
Oh, you go. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. Yahushua have sent mine angel to testify unto you these in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David. This is after he died. So, yeah. Is the Most High from David?
Yes.
That's what 2 Corinthians, the 2 Corinthians, that's in the Bible. He called them whited walls where they were, the children of darkness runs this world, right?
Telling me, Lord, he says that doesn't work because I didn't hear anybody say.
Oh, I get it now.
I
get it now. So let me show you why I'm superior to this white man.
Oh, right.
Before I answer, give all y'all a hand. Y'all
That's
right. Both sides. Israelites, y'all are great. But here's the difference between you and I.
Let me tell you something, man. The white man is diabolical value. If they see a man that's a clown, that
man, be careful out here because the transformation is crazy.
That's a man, y'all.
No, look at this. This is crazy. You got, a guy, and put on the makeup, the hair, and everything else, and you in a nightclub or in the streets or out in the evening with your fellas, and you thinking you walking up to a woman and it's a male, it's a man, There's each his own. Some people like that, but men.
I'm gonna tell y'all,
man, be careful.
Y'all better get ready. Now, if y'all seen the movie Siege with Denzel Washington.
All right, that's just to familiarize everybody with who Captain Tazaryach is. Hey, I never realized, so out here, I'm looking at my teeth. I never realized that Captain's teeth are like, like Mr. Ed. You got to get braces, Cap. You got to get braces, bro. But he had a debate. What happened is that the Christians, they make all these videos about Captain Tazaryach when he's not present. right? But when they meet up with the brother in person, man, what's up, Christians? Like y'all freeze up. Inspiring Philosophy. Let me introduce y'all to who Inspiring Philosophy is. I got to do it for both sides. Inspiring Philosophy is one of the top defenders of Christianity on YouTube. This guy is a beast. I've even played some of his videos here. Let me put his shorts in so y'all could get an idea of who he is. All right. Let me share the screen. Yeah. So y'all could have an idea who he is based off of his YouTube. So, let's check him out. No.
I'm gonna let God.
When this guy decided to try the TikTok,
This kid had the best game internet. This man's job required. This baseball pitcher spits.
Run to me, confess your love, at least just say confess your love.
No, that's not his channel. Hold on. Let me get his channel. Definitely not his channel. Let's go to his shorts. All right, here we go.
Shut up about it.
At that moment, the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, rocks split apart, and tombs opened. The bodies of many godly men and women who had died were raised from the dead. They left the cemetery after Jesus' resurrection, went in.
Is it wrong for Christians to use swear words? The short answer is no. The long answer is it's complicated and it.
Explanatory power is the ability. The Barbie movie gets something.
Nowhere in our Bible doesn't say that the Messiah would be a god or godlike.
We can challenge that. First, Daniel 7 predicts a coming figure, one like a son of man, who comes before the Ancient of Days, and he's given dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom one that shall not be destroyed. This sounds like a coming messianic figure, who is presented before God and is given an everlasting kingdom. But it also says he comes with the clouds of heaven. In the Hebrew Bible, only God can ride the clouds. So God, one like a son of man, comes before God, the Ancient of Days, and is given a kingdom. This sounds like a divine Messiah. In fact, Jesus cited this passage at his trial before the Sanhedrin, and the priest tore his clothes and declared it blasphemy. They understood he was claiming to be more than just a man. Jesus also cited Psalm 110 to support his divinity, which was understood by the Jews to be a prediction of the Messiah. Do you like science? Think it was necessary?
So I just posted a video recently saying why Jesus.
I am here in Australia, and I have one thing to say. Every time I've talked to an ex-Mormon, I go like, well, do you think Jesus could have survived the crucifixion? John records blood and water came out of his side after he was supposedly dead.
All right, so that's him. For those who don't know who he is, that's him. And him and Captain Tazaryach had a debate, live debate in person. Real chop it up big time. So let's take a look at a review by Sam Shamoun. And he wants to smoke with Captain too. But let's take a look at it right here. Here we go.
May the Lord keep me teachable, humble. Reach out to me. I'll be there for you, brother. But, I'm hope you're going to prove me wrong. I don't think you have pride, because pride will keep you away. Now, that said, let's go to the video. Let's begin. Okay. Now, that as a precursor, let's go into the arguments. You ready? It's going to probably be a multi-fight
Tazaryach. First, I want to thank everybody for having their patience, being out here enduring this rain. Give yourselves a hand. We had to endure the rain.
Again,
that's Christian.
Guys, help me to keep track of the time. Help me. Because there may be 2 or 3 parts. Obviously, I'm not going to finish all hour today. But we're going to go through. And by the way, William, I don't know if he's listening. He said that Tazaryach reached out to him, was gloating over his victory. And there have been some Christians behind the scenes who even know Inspiring Philosophy admit he didn't do good. But you think they're going to say publicly? Some who were involved and some who know him personally reached out to William and said, he didn't do good. But you think these cowards will be men and say that? You think they will say it publicly? Yeah, Inspiring Philosophy didn't do that good. He could have done better. And here's my advice to him. No, because it's a part of a clique. They don't want to be ostracized. Right? Right? But anyway, so we're going to go through it. I'm going to stop at key points. And now Tazaryach was gloating. Now, I was told by William, he challenged Tazaryach to bring a partner. We'll do a 2-on-2. Now, if Tazaryach is scared of 2-on-2, I'll take him and someone else on at the same time, and William will do it. If you're too afraid of both of us, one of us, William, versus two of you, or me and two of you, call my bluff. See if I'm lying.
Sam Shamoun,
everyone with me there?
Sam Shamoun ain't no joke, family. He's not a joke. He's not a joke. He's not.
Yeah, like this year I smoked your
He had a
mother.
small
What do you mean?
fry.
You're another fan whore. Keep barking like a little whore. No, he didn't. He didn't smoke him.
He is.
Even one of those closest IP involved said he didn't.
If you know Captain Tazaryach 2013 and how foul his mouth was at that time, how he was. By the way, to Cap, you look like you got a belly, bro. How is that possible when you always in the gym? That's another story for another time. But anyway, you're looking more like an ISUPK member right now. But Sam Shamoun's mouth is not the best as far as for the Christians that are listening. His mouth is very foul, representing Christ. That's my opinion. Well, let's check him out.
So get the hell out of here, you stupid, arrogant fan worshiper. Idolaters. This is what I just. And by the way, I'll pay you $10 million. Go on to Tazaryach's channel. You're going to see everyone's going to say, you destroyed him. Go on IP channel. You destroyed him. This is what sucks about debates, because people are not listening. It's all a show, spiritual UFC blood fest, right? Where you worship your idol, and no matter how bad your idol does, he wins because you're scum. But as Christians, you're not supposed to be scum. You're supposed to be men and women of integrity. You lowlives, you pagans, claiming to be Christians. In fact, it's so bad that even William wants to do a response.
And Israelites, atheists, whoever it is. I'm Captain Tazaryach of ISUPK under Commander Jenny Hanna. Today, debate is Jesus the Most High God? My position is that he's not the Most High God.
So notice, the debate is Jesus Most High God. By the way, I've said it. He won on rhetoric. He let him dominate because he doesn't know how to deal with these folks, their debate tactics. But he also made blunders that were embarrassing. Not many, but they were still too many to make. Few too many. We'll get there. I got the receipts.
There may be verses that will say that he's a God or imply that, but there's no verse that's going to say he's the Most High God. You can't have a Most High God and then he has a God. You cannot present that. So that'll be what I'll be presenting today. This will end up being a semantic argument. You'll see we'll just be going over verses that my opponent will imply means he's the Most High, but it won't say it flat out. So that's what I'm going to present. I yield.
See? I'm fair and honest. Yep, Avery did cook him because Avery knows how to debate them, knows how to match their rhetoric, and he has the truth. Yep, Avery did cook him. Now listen, guys, because I want to go into the meat of the matter. I don't need you to chime in. Just listen and learn. Let the Spirit work through me. Oh, you did, huh? So yeah, he'll do the sign of the cross with Orthodox. He'll do the sign.
So this is one of the most powerful Christians who takes on Muslims. He's getting 300,000 views, 400,000 views. He's one of the most popular guys. He has like 3-4 channels. Sam Shamoun says he wants to debate Tazaryach. So he's openly saying he wants to debate Captain Tazaryach. Captain Tazaryach, of course, he'll do it in a heartbeat. But the thing is, people don't like to debate this guy because they find him disrespectful. I remember asking Gorilla Hebrew, I think 2 to 3 years ago to debate him, like, nah, man, that dude's too disrespectful. So if Israelites are refusing, and we know how Israelites used to be mad disrespectful on the streets, and they're refusing to debate this guy, that tells you what's going on. But he said Inspiring Philosophy lost the debate. He said that. That's powerful. If I was Cap, he need to cut this part. He's saying Inspiring Philosophy don't know how to deal with Israelites. He might be right. Inspiring philosophy is more like Garfield, like to be around a computer, like presentations and people to pause but the back and forth like a battle rap scene. Garfield is not the best at that. If you notice, when I went on Sonetta, I had to learn how to get in that type of atmosphere and how to act in that atmosphere. So I'm saying it's just not his type of cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk for Inspiring Philosophy. It's a cakewalk for Cap. Because Cap goes to battle rap stuff. He loves battle rap. He's on the streets every weekend. He's debating every day on YouTube, back and forth, impromptu debates. He's on Clubhouse with us, impromptu debates. So he's trained to debate. He's been doing this for years. So when he's outside, he loved this. This shit right here, this is Captain's wheelhouse. I know I would beat Captain in the debate. I wouldn't take him on out here. I wouldn't do it. Because you're gonna lose. This is his way of communicating and what he does on a regular basis.
Of the cross with Catholics, but then he'll deny the perpetual virginity of Mary. Huh? All right, see. Come clean, buddy. What the hell do you believe?
Real quick, before you go, fellas, please don't engage these speakers. Like, don't try to debate them while they debate. You know what I'm saying? So you could scream, you could say that, you could do whatever.
And you can clap. You can clap and do all of that. Yeah.
But don't try to engage. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to engage. Let them debate. All right? You can debate them afterwards if you like. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Michael Jones. I run Inspiring Philosophy, a YouTube ministry. My position is Jesus is the Most High God in terms of substance. Right.
Hold on. Okay. Why am I stopping right here? Amen. Jesus is worthy of all worship, glory, honor, praise, and we cannot love him enough. But to shout hallelujah at this moment, when you know you have blasphemers and idolaters and pagans masquerading as servants of the true God, you're now weaponizing them to show you that you cannot control yourself. And it's going to come up in debate several times. He's going to say that.
All right. Now listen up. This is the important.
What he told the black Hebrew Israelites, none of you react that way. Do you see that? Did you hear him? Did you hear him? He turned to him and said, none of you react. Did you see it? Focus, everyone. Don't engage each other. Learn.
Trinitarians as Christians, we believe there is one God who is three persons. The Father is the source for the Son and the Spirit. But the Spirit and the Son.
I'm going to teach you a simple trick my husband does to stay hard for over 2 hours and last more than 3 rounds without using a
share in the divine essence or substance, therefore making them the exact imprint of the Father, especially Jesus. Hebrews 1:3 says that. So Jesus is the Most High God in terms of substance. What I expect my opponent to do is go to verses where it talks about him being subordinate in role. We refer to that as the economic structure of the Trinity, not the ontological structure of the Trinity. Because in the ontological structure of the Trinity, Jesus is fully and totally God.
Do you think you're helping the opposition? Okay, here's what I'm going to share with you guys. Now, IP, I know you're listening. Don't make it personal, buddy. Keep it professional. I'm just using the same words you get used against Cameron, against you. I'm holding you accountable. I try to stay in my lane. Stay in your lane, brother. And I'll be more than happy to work with you. But if you just swallow your pride, I'll be there. Do you think you are helping the opposition to understand your position when you use highfalutin terms, when you know your time is short and you got to get to the point? Okay, what do I mean? I'm going to have to ask IP and others, who are you debating for? Who are you debating for? Were you debating for your crowd, like the black Hebrew Israelites were debating for their crowd? Or are you debating not just for your crowd, but to get the black Hebrew Israelites to wake up? See, this is what I ask. Who are you debating for? If your audience is the opposition because you want to win them to the truth, then you're going to have to step into their shoes, be like Paul, a Jew to a Jew, right? One under the law, as one under the law. Act like and think like a Muslim to a Muslim. Because when you're using the economical structure of the Trinity, do you think they understood what you're saying, brother? right? Do you think? Right? So again, he's not really qualified to debate black Hebrew Israelites, and it came through, and he needed to get humbled. Like, may God give us grace to all be humble and gracious and loving, accept correction. Okay, anyway. Let's continue.
Therefore, he is the Most High God. And so I expect we'll go through some of those verses and look into them, but we have to make sure when we look at those verses, are they talking about role or ontology? I will argue those are in ontology, and there are explicit places where Jesus does claim he is Yahweh, who is the Most High God.
I like that he was going to do that, show that Jesus claimed to be Yahweh, and if he's Yahweh, he's the Most High God. But he never got around to it. You'll see. Now listen.
All right, you guys, grown men. So as soon as either of you guys start talking, I'm gonna press that start, and I'll stop you guys. I'll give you guys a 30-minute warning, and then after that, you guys do what you guys got.
All right, Captain, appreciate you being here.
Likewise.
Appreciate it. So is Yahweh the Most High God?
Yes.
Yes. Who led Israel out of Egypt?
Moses.
Moses, by who?
By the Most High.
By the Most High. Yeah. Hosea 12:13. Yahweh let him out. So
Definitely.
there we go. What's Jude 1:5 say?
When you think about that, right? In Exodus 71.
Jude 1:5. Now, he's going to make good points if he could stick to them and make his case. Jude 1:5, excellent passage. But problem is, they follow the King James Bible. I asked to confirm from Avery, what Bible do they follow? King James Bible. What did IP do? He's going to texts that have variations. You have to learn the mindset of your opponent. You have to enter his worldview. You use his own sources effectively against him. Because to go to Jude 1:5, when you know he's a King James only Hebrew Israelite, doesn't help. Now, 3 minutes, 11 seconds, right? I'll try to keep this within 2 hours, and that's why I'll do multiple versions. But learn, pray God increase the numbers for his glory, not for my praise. Okay. He said Jude 1:5, right? Okay. Guys, remind me, 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Okay. That's why I asked Avery, I go, do they follow the King James? Yes. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the King James. But, watch here. I don't know what Bible he prefers, because it's going to go into a debate about variant readings, and you waste. It's only 50 minutes, brother. Use your time wisely. So let's see what the King James says. Okay. King James says, I will therefore put you in remembrance. I'll be using the King James to refute him. Though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Now, why did IP say Jude 1:5? Because notice what he was trying to prove. Let's follow his logic here. Hosea 12:13, this is what he referred to. Okay. And by a prophet, the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved. Now, I'm going to give you now a parallel translation. I'm going to add a third one because I want you to see what's going on here. Watch the problem with this approach, okay? Learn. I'm going to go slow for your benefit. Learn from our mistakes, his mistakes, mine, and don't repeat them. Don't repeat them. Now, I don't know what version he uses, but nonetheless, this is what IP was banking on. Now, I want to remind you, though, you know all things, that Jesus, Legacy Standard Bible, having once saved the people out of the land of Egypt, subsequently destroyed those who did not believe. So he's saying, you see, Jude said it was Jesus, but Hosea 12:13 says it was Yahweh. But by a prophet, Yahweh brought Israel up from Egypt, and by a prophet he was kept. Only problem, there's a variant reading. Note the footnote. Some manuscripts, Lord. Note the NIV. Though you already know all this, I want to remind you that the Lord at one time delivered his people out of Egypt, but later destroyed those who did not believe. And then it says some early manuscripts, Jesus, and they go with the King James. Their King James says, Lord. Why would you use this passage? Now, is the screen large enough so you can see the difference in the readings? You see it, right? They only go with the King James. Their King James Bible has Lord, because that's the majority reading. NIV also has Lord in the main text. But it'll tell you in a footnote, some early manuscripts read Jesus. Legacy Standard Bible, ESV will say Jesus, but they'll have a note saying some manuscripts read Lord. So in other words, you started off by using a variant reading. That then you're going to have to make a case for why your preferred reading is original. Is that how you're going to go about making your case? Why waste time?
That's whatever side you want, Israelite side or Christian side, that's a hell of a point he just made, because you ain't going to be there. You see, him and Yahweh is a better conversation, and you and God Logic is always going to be a better conversation, because y'all know God Logic knows how to handle himself in that scenario. So does Captain Tazaryach. But Yawasap and that guy Inspiring Philosophy fits more, because of course they're YouTubers and they do presentations and they have slides, so they better fit for that type of conversation. But this right here, this point right here is one of the reasons why it's hard, even for me, when I want to make a point. I'm like, if you go to this and that, it don't fit. I don't fit for that environment. People say, go down to 4th Street and battle with, yo, Cap will probably eat me alive down there. What am I going to do? Go down there to go lose? Hell no. I'm not fit for that. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not even going to front. I could go in any scenario. Nope. Garfield is denying it. Nope, not me. So Sam Shamoun made some great point.
See, what a stupid, dumb bastard you are, man. You really are a stupid spiritual bastard. Whore of Satan. You still didn't get the point. Get the hell out of here. You with me there? You got the problem now with the argument he used? Everyone got it, right? Okay, I just want you to get it. First mistake. You went with a textually disputed passage, right? A textually disputed verse. Why? Now, yes, IP is right. Yes, it is Jesus in the context. Yes, the earlier copies have Jesus. In fact, the oldest extant copy of Jude, papyrus number 72, P72, actually reads the God Christ. Go watch the billions of sessions I did and post on Jude 5. Did you know the oldest Greek copy from the 3rd century, 200s, of Jude 5, P72, papyrus number 72, says it was the God Christ. Saying the God who delivered him was Christ. You with me there? And the earlier copies say Jesus. Even Lord shows as Jesus. But you think you have time to unpack this? Do you think you have time to unpack this? Okay. So that's the first problem. Okay, now, but before you do that, let me show you. I've done a lot of sessions in response to Greg Stafford. The articles, all you do is you do this. All right, thank you. You do Jude, P72. Boom. Jude testifies that Jesus is Yahweh Almighty. Look, just put Jude, P72. Christ, the God of the Exodus. JW Bible Myths, Jesus Abraham's God, Part 2. Unitarians prove the Father isn't the true God. And in these articles, I address P72. Boom. Here it is, the God of the Shema. Boom. But I know my audience. I know what to use, what not to use. Let's see. Here it is. Now, I desire to remind you, though you are fully informed once and for all, that Jesus, who saved the people out of the land of Egypt. Now, I quote Philip W. Comfort on the variant readings. And he argues the original is Jesus. But there is one manuscript, the oldest copy of Jude, that says, Hapax panta hoti theos Christos. Literally, knowing once for all that God, meaning the Messiah, or Messiah who is God, in other words, saying the God who delivered him was the Messiah before he became flesh. That's the oldest reading.
All right. Captain, appreciate you being here.
Likewise.
Appreciate it.
So called him, when we read it in English, he called him God, right?
We want to be clear. What's Jude 1:5 say?
When you think about that, right? In Exodus 7:1, God called Moses God, right?
Okay. Called him Elohim.
Did he call him Elohim? I'm fine with that, but
He made a big deal over the word Elohim. IP, I hope you're listening, and I encourage you. Bree, good to see you, sister. It's been a while. Lepanto, you know I love you. Mr. Anna, all you guys, the regulars. Okay. He quoted Exodus 7:1. King James says that God will make Moses God to Pharaoh. He said he called him Elohim. Okay. How are you going to translate it in English, IP? Because he says, well, scholars like Michael Heiser say that the word Elohim is used by the witch of Endor in 1 Samuel 28:13, where Samuel's spirit comes out of the ground, and she goes, look, I see an Elohim rising. Okay. So the spirit of Samuel is called an Elohim, and he's saying because Elohim just refers to, spirit beings, right? Okay, but buddy, Moses is not a spirit being. Moses did not die. Moses' spirit did not appear. What does Elohim in 1 Samuel 28:13 got to do with Moses being called Elohim, who's on earth in the flesh, not dead? So what do you call Moses when you're translating Elohim in reference to Moses in English? What are you going to call him? A spirit? Or are you going to say, I'll make you God to Pharaoh? What does appealing to 1 Samuel 28:13, where the witch sees Samuel's spirit arising, and she goes, I see an Elohim rising. Okay, there, Elohim is referring to a disembodied spirit. Okay. How does that impact Elohim being rendered as God in Exodus 7:1, when there it's Moses in the flesh? He's not dead. He's not a disembodied spirit. He doesn't appear from the realm of the dead. What does it mean when he's called Elohim? Why even make this argument? How did that add to your argument? How did that refute him? What I want to know, IP, what does that got to do for your argument? That's because the disembodied spirit elsewhere is said to be Elohim. How does that impact Elohim being translated as God in Exodus 7:1 when Moses is on earth? He's flesh. He's not a disembodied spirit. He's not a heavenly being. Too much scholarship. I guess those are your priests because you swear by scholarship too much. Now watch here.
when we read it in English, he called him God, right?
We want to be clear about something. The word Elohim doesn't properly translate to God because.
Do you hear what he said? The word Elohim doesn't properly translate to God.
Oh boy.
Hear what he said?
That's crazy.
Now, what does it translate properly in Exodus 7:1? And I'm going to show you he's wrong, by the way.
When Samuel is dead, the necromancer brings up the body of Samuel from Sheol, and he says, I see Elohim coming up.
Right.
So scholars like Michael Heiser will say the word Elohim, much broader meaning. It refers to anything in the spiritual realm.
If you
Demons,
just look at the
angels,
definition
God.
of the word.
But Moses is not in the spiritual realm. Irrelevant. Red herring. Right? Smoke and mirrors, IP. You're better than this. But Moses is not from the spirit realm. So just because Elohim can refer to beings from the spirit realm that are spiritual, whether angels or demons, what has that got to do? What has that got to do with Moses, who's not from the spirit realm? He's on earth. What has that got to, what has it got to do, man? Okay, can you help me understand what's the connection? Just because Elohim can refer to beings from the spirit realm, either the underworld or heaven, spiritual beings, they can be called Elohim. How does that impact the rendering of Elohim in reference to a man on earth who hasn't died, who hasn't entered the spirit realm. Right? Magic, don't chime in. Let me do my job by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Right. So, and the reason why that's important, because that represents the agency. For example, in First Chronicles, who forced David to number the people, Satan or the Most High?
Depends on. Actually, it was God technically, but the way that works, though,
when you read Chronicles, it says Satan, right?
Well, here's the thing, though. Passive,
yes or no? Does it say Satan?
It says that, but you understand.
So is Satan the Most High?
No. So can I respond? Can I respond now? Yes. So in the ancient world, they would attribute God things that he only passively allowed. So in 1 Chronicles 10, Saul commits suicide, but the last verse of that chapter says God put him to death. So so Satan did it, but God allowed it.
But then when you say Satan passively, right? And here's where Christians have a struggle because you think Satan rebels against him. The Lord told Satan to do it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Just like the Lord told Satan to do that.
Where's the verse? Where's the verse?
I have it in front of me right now. I just happen to have it. I have it. I can read it.
Again,
I can read it. You asked for the verse.
You got to make sure. You got to make sure that this is not just a passive in the cultural context.
Let me just read. I'm gonna read both because you got one verse.
Yo, listen, IP, don't do this again. Look at what he said. Unless you're saying it's not a such a. He's so technical. Nah, bro. That's why I said this don't fit me. People say, Garfield, you should go. Nope. It's not my environment. Some environments just don't fit you. Garfield will kill you on the computer and bring out slides and bring out sources. You can't do that there. There's no slides. Pastor Bennett would have been good out there. Pastor Bennett is good. Pastor Bennett. You can't look at what he said right here. Because I watched the debate, but I wasn't like technical like how the brother has been about it. But look at what he said right here. Look at his response. Unless you got daggered already, bro. It's crazy.
When you read Chronicles, it says Satan, right?
Well, here's the thing, though. Passive,
yes or no? Does it say Satan?
It says that, but you understand.
So is Satan the Most High?
No. So can I respond? Can I respond now? Yes. So in the ancient world,
and he lost just by him saying, "Can I respond?" You see, in this environment, there's no "Can I respond?" You don't hear Captain cutting him off the whole time. Oh, so you mean like da-da-da-da? You got to be able to be, this is not an environment for IP. I appreciate IP and his scholarship at times, but this is just not his environment.
World, they would attribute God things that he only passively allowed. So in 1 Chronicles 10, Saul commits suicide, but the last verse of that chapter says God put him to death. So Satan did it, but God allowed it.
But then when you say Satan passively, right? And here's where Christians have a struggle because you think Satan rebels against him. The Lord told Satan to do it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Just like the Lord told Satan to do that.
Where's the verse? Where's the verse?
I have it in front of me right now. I just happen to have it. I have it. I can read it.
Again,
I can read it. You asked for the verse.
You got to make sure. You got to make sure that this is not just a passive in the cultural context.
Let me just read. I'm gonna read both because you got one verse in Samuel, one verse in Chronicles, both saying.
He said passive in Schultz's context. I can't even spell them damn words. I can't even pronounce them. Everybody in the audience like, what is a passive? Are you really? What? Come on, man.
I'm going to read both because you got one verse in Samuel, one verse in Chronicles, both saying the same thing.
Yeah.
First Chronicles 21:1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel.
Right.
2 Samuel 24:1. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them. So the Lord was angry with David and used Satan.
You didn't respond to what I said. You didn't respond to what I said.
You didn't respond to what I said.
I did respond to what you said.
Is Satan the Most High?
Of course not. But
why does one? So
he's not getting Tazaryach's point. He didn't get it. I'm going to explain what his point was. He didn't get it because he's too nervous and anxious to respond. He didn't hear his argument. I want to break it down in a minute for you guys, but let him just finish his point.
Question: why does 2 Samuel 21:24:1 say the Lord, and 21:1 Chronicles 21:1 say Satan?
I already answered you. I already answered
Yeah,
it.
answer it again, please. I
Okay,
didn't hear you.
because in the ancient cultural context, God, in the ancient cultural context, God, when he allowed something, they would use the active verbal
That's
form.
not an allowance. The
It is.
Lord was angry with David, and the Lord used Satan to
killed
carry
Saul?
out his judgment.
They're both saying the same thing. It was God who was angry with David, and he used Satan to then tempt David to expose what is in heart. They're both saying the same thing. They're just arguing over some semantics, like he said. Okay. Now listen to this.
Killed Saul.
You tell me.
Saul committed suicide.
What does that have to do with
Because
Satan
if you
being
read
the Most
the end
High,
of First
according
Chronicles
to your
10.
logic?
Well, let's go back to my argument then.
No, that's
okay,
not
so
the answer.
Yahweh's the Most
Don't-
High, right?
don't chime in.
Yes.
Hosea 12:13, right?
Right.
Okay. So then in Numbers, when he sent fiery serpents, was that from Yahweh?
Yes, everything is
Well,
from
then,
the Most High.
whoa. First,
Okay, let me break down the argument of Satan. Guys, please remember 6-minute, 32-second mark. I'm going to tell you what he's trying to say.
I see somebody put in the audience, right here. Patterson, shout out to Patterson, by the way. Shout out to you, my brother. Captain Tazaryach, that would be powerful. Pastor Bennett is that dude. I still want Pastor Bennett to get at Jabari. Now, this situation out here is not a Jabari scenario. It's not a Garfield scenario either. It's not, we're not battle rappers. That's not us. But Pastor Bennett, that dude is in the trenches. He know what it is out of Chicago. He know what it is. So he's perfect. God logic is perfect. Sam Shamoun is perfect because this dude rolls scriptures off his brain like a mother. He don't even need the Bible. He don't need his phone. So he would give Captain the best battle, in my opinion. But plus, they're both light-skinned. Had to say that.
Please keep track of time because I'm going to explain what he was trying to say, which they were talking past each other because he was basically saying what he's saying, but he didn't understand that he was using that to refute his claim that Jesus is Yahweh the Most High. I'll explain it. Okay, right here. He's appealing to agency saying, okay, 24:1. So IP is right and the other guy's right. They're both agreeing, but they're using different words to say the same thing. But IP is not understanding why he's using it to refute him. Let me break it down. You ready? Learn, guys. Let me break it down. No, brother, that's not true. Brother, I watched the entire video. That's not true. That didn't happen like that. Yeah, it was one sister who complained about the Hebrews like.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Look at this comment, Cap. I don't know if you ever, I never saw this comment either. Shamoun, I was told many Christians were intimidated as the BHI were shoving Christians and being very physical with them. He could have been intimidated. What? 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 Oh, man. Oh, man. What? Oh, man. Why would somebody say that? So now it's going around that the Christians were intimidated. What? Oh, man. So the Christians intimidated. That's why he lost? Oh,
we're trying to keep them away from touching the speakers. Yeah, brother. See, the Christian's going to make excuses, brother. Go watch it. You'll see. Daniel, can you repeat it 5 more times? I didn't get it the first 10 times. He almost fainted. He wasn't feeling well from all the noise. Okay. So, Daniel, can you repeat it the first, 10 more times? Because I didn't get it the first 20 times. All right. Then he should have told them, look, I'm getting dizzy. I'm not able to stand on my feet. Can we go indoors or do it later? Okay. So, Daniel, you want to shut up already? Are you another fangirl or you just want to shut up? Because I didn't get it the first 10 times you posted. All right, now, here's the argument. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. Now it is, God was angry with David, and it says God moved him, right? The Lord, Yahuwah. The word Lord means Yahweh. But here we're told, 1 Chronicles 21:1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Now it says Satan did it. So they're both saying the same thing. Agency. God can do something through an agent, and it's the agent that's carrying out the act, but then it's credited to God. You guys should know this because I've discussed this 10 millions of times, right? 10 millions of times. All right, good. You finally got it, brother. Okay. Go watch it for yourself, brother. Go see. Because he said it 10 million times. Okay. All right, now you understand what Tazaryach is trying to get at. Satan provoked David because God sent Satan to do it. Now he's saying God didn't send him, God allowed it. You see, you're playing games. And he is appealing to Job. Well, wait. Didn't Satan have to go before God to get God's permission to move against Job? So yes, God did send him. By allowing him, you can say it was God sending him as his agent. So they're talking past each other because they're saying the same thing. You understand? But what's the point? The point isn't whether God is the one who's allowing Satan to do it or God sent. The point is, this is what he's trying to catch him. You can say in one verse, Satan did the act, and you can say in another verse, the Lord did the act, but that doesn't mean Satan is the Lord. You understand his argument? Because you may have not understood the point he's making. What he's trying to say is, one verse can say the Lord did something. Another verse can say Satan did something without this making the Lord Satan, making the same person. So why are you assuming that if the Bible says Yahweh did something, then it says Jesus did something that makes Jesus Yahweh? This was his argument. You understand his argument? That's his argument. That's what Tazaryach is trying to say. Do you understand what his argument is? Did everyone get the argument? What he's trying to say? It got lost in the arguing back and forth. The simple point of Tazaryach was, buddy, to quote to me saying Jesus did X, and then you quote to me Yahweh did X, doesn't mean Jesus is Yahweh. It means that Yahweh used Jesus. And that's exactly the argument of all anti-Trinitarians, be it Greg Stafford, Unitarians like Dale Tuggy. That's their argument. You can tell me Jesus did X and then quote a verse where it says Yahweh did X, but that doesn't mean Jesus is Yahweh. It means Yahweh used Jesus to do X, just like it says Satan, right, provoked David, but then it says Yahweh moved David. Only someone stupid would think, well, if Satan did an act that Yahweh did, this would make Satan Yahweh. You understand his argument now? Bree and everyone else? Yeah, I know that, Juan. I saw it. That was one time and it was checked. Take it easy. Okay, this was the argument. Now let's see how IP addresses it. Let's see how IP addresses it. What was the timestamp again? Guys, what was the timestamp? Can you tell me? Now you understood the argument, right? Finally? Can someone tell me the timestamp? I forgot. 6:33. Thank you. All right. Because it doesn't go back to that. All right, here.
Well, then, whoa. First Corinthians 10:9.
Bring it out.
Do not test Christ as they tested him in the wilderness, and he destroyed them.
Can I get the verse?
You just said that was Yahweh.
No.
Christ said so.
I'm just asking for the verse in Corinthians.
What?
Like you see how I read both verses?
Yeah.
I'm asking for the verse in Corinthians.
All right, let's read the verse.
Right.
Bring it out. Let's get the verse.
Can you call out the scripture, please?
I'll start in verse 8.
I'm sorry. Can you just call it out, please?
Yeah, 1 Corinthians.
Sir, no, it's both
I'll start in verse
and the Black Hebrews rights. Let's be fair and honest, and because God wants us to be fair. The Christians will shout, the Black Hebrew Israelites will shout. They'll scream hallelujah. They'll scream, ooh, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah. They're both doing it. This is why I say these are spiritual UFC blood fests. And is it really for winning people to Christ? No. It's about egos and defeating and crushing your enemy. Well, that's what you're doing, amen. Like I told you, if I go after them, it's to crush them and annihilate them without mercy. That's what you're doing, fine, but at least do it. Right? Yahawasha. Yahawasha. Yahawasha.
7, then I'll
What
move my
chapter?
way up.
No, what chapter?
1 Corinthians 10,
Thank
7.
All right.
1 Corinthians 10:7. Let's read.
Do not be idolaters, as some of them were, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Verse 8. We must not indulge in the sexual morality as some of them did, and the 23,000 fell in a single day. Verse 9. We must not put Christ to the test, as some of them did and were destroyed by serpents.
Now, I don't know if y'all even understand what's happening here. Before I respond to the verse, what he's admitting is that Christ is a part of the agency of the Most High.
Did you hear? You understand? That's his argument. You understand? That's his argument. Did you catch why he used 2 Samuel 24 and 1 Chronicles 21? Do you catch it now, Daniel Ramirez? That you kept telling me times, oh, but he almost fainted. He was sick. Now you got the argument? All you proved is that Christ is the agent of the Most High. Now, it's not going to help IP's case if he acknowledges Jesus is the angel of the Lord, which he is. Because, the angel of Yahweh, the angel of Yahweh Shah. See? He's the angel of Yahweh. He's not Yahweh. Do you understand now the problem? When you then add the fact that Jesus is the angel of Yahweh, whom we believe is not a creature, but God Almighty, but distinct from the Father, because he's the Father's messenger, that will fall into his argument. Hold on. Do you believe he's the angel of Yahweh? Yeah. So you admit that's who Jesus is. So he's not Yahweh. He's the angel of Yahweh, who's his agent, invested with his authority. Catch it now? Yahweh Shah. But now I'm going to go through this slowly. That's why it's going to be like 2 or 3 sessions. Notice IP set himself up for this destruction. Why? The line of argument used to prove Jesus Yahweh, terrible. Why did you begin this way? Why did you begin this way? Why did you use this method to prove that Jesus is Most High? Why didn't you go to the hard-hitting passages that are irrefutable? You understand? This is not how you start the debate by showing Jesus is Yahweh, by saying, who delivered them from the Exodus? He'll say Moses. But who sent Moses? Oh, the angel of the Lord. But then who sent the angel? God. And all of that is true. Right? Daniel 7, if you know how to use it, that's an annihilation. If you know how to use it, we'll get there. Okay, now let's continue. Look what he's saying.
Say that. Because what you said, well, we both agreed that it was the Most High that called the fiery serpents, right?
Right.
If I go by your logic, which I do not.
I do not.
But even if I go by your logic, all you're showing is that the Most High used Christ at that time. If I go by your
now
logic.
we got a problem.
Wait a minute.
Now, I don't even know if Tazaryach believes in the pre-existence of Christ. William, does he?
By the way, you notice how Tazaryach, as a brother, is showing dominance over the person who is of another culture by pointing his hand. You see the debate tactics? Yo, I learned a lot from Tazaryach, bro. But all I'm saying is I'm not fit to go out there. Maybe for a 5-minute conversation, but not for no 30, 45 minutes. Not me. Garfield, nope. Not me. Not my league. I'm not in it. Sam Shamoun, I was trying to set up a debate a couple of years ago with a bunch of Israelites and Christians, and his name came up in a 3-on-3, but they're like, some of the Christians was like, we got to talk to him though about his behavior. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, look at my brother pointing down on the fellow human being. Look at Tazaryach. Tazaryach doing his thing, man. The guy is like, if you want to know how to debate in public, watch Tazaryach debate.
Does anyone know? Does he believe in
Like,
the pre-existence of Christ?
No, we don't focus.
So he goes, all you're proving is God used Christ at that time, like God used Satan, right?
We got a problem. Wait, let me just finish. We are saying to the verses. It doesn't say God used him. It says we do not put
now
Christ
this is what we do with Christ.
Did.
This is what Christians do with Christ. He had no problem understanding Moses was used by the Most High to part the Red Sea and do that. Had no problem saying Satan was used by the Most High to provoke David. So it's also the same thing when it comes to Christ being.
You see what he did? Masterful. Now I give him props. See what he said? I'll argue with you and agree with you.
You see, Sam Shamoun is one of the leading Christian apologists. He's straight up Trinity. Straight up Trinity. This is why I would love him and Captain to debate straight up Trinity. Because he's the top dog with the Trinity. Although I got the guy who debated Carrie and Bart Ehrman. We got a big debate with that dude in December for Captain, but that's going to be on YouTube. Yeah, I don't feel like doing it on YouTube. Though. I want to go outside now. They got me thinking, let's go outside. But look at how the guy is honest. He's like, that was masterful by Captain Tazaryach. Remember, he don't fuck with the Hebrew Israelites. He said it was masterful, and it was. Go back a little bit and look at the conversation. It was masterful by Captain Tazaryach. Masterful.
Him. It says we do not put
now
Christ.
This is what we do with Christ.
Did.
This is what Christians do with Christ. He had no problem understanding Moses was used by the Most High to part the Red Sea and do that. Had no problem saying Satan was used by the Most High to provoke David. So it's also the same thing when it comes to Christ being.
You see what he did? Masterful. Now I give him props. See what he said? I'll argue with you and agree with you. Christ is pre-existent. Now I got it. Now I got what he did, because I didn't know if he thought Jesus is an angel of the Lord. Okay. Now I got it, folks. Okay. You know what he just did? If I assume your position, Christ is pre-existent, all you'll prove is that he is God's agent, not that he's the Most High. Because tempting Christ, tempting Yahweh doesn't mean Christ is Yahweh. Because when you tempt God's agent, you're tempting God. When you rebel against God's agent, you rebel against God. Just like you believe the Lord split the Red Sea, but Moses split the Red Sea, without this making Moses the Lord, or the Lord moved David, and Satan moved David, without this making Satan the Lord. So they tempted Christ. They tempted the Lord, not because Christ is the Lord, because when you test his agent, you're testing him. You understand what he just did? And I'm going to show you, by the way, he's biblically correct. He's wrong about Jesus, but he's right. I'm going to show it to you guys. Watch.
And used by the Most High, but I disagree. Hold on. But I disagree with your interpretation of that verse. Because when you read 1 Corinthians 10:7, I'm going to read 10 and 9. It says, neither let us tempt Christ, comma.
This guy's a good speaker. We can't be haters. He's good. Control, behave, and he shows confidence. Okay, now before I get there, let me show you this principle. Yep, he truly underestimated him. But God was humbling him. CIP, take it. Same measure you use against other was used against you, because God is humbling you. Accept correction. May God keep us humble and teachable. I'm here to help you. But you did terrible, brother. Okay, now watch. Let me show you his principle. He's right. Now remember, 8-minute, 50-second mark. 8-minute, 50-second mark. Remember that, please. Watch here. He was absolutely right. So, William, if you want to join me tomorrow, let me know, brother, because it's pretty much, I'm just going to try to do as much as I can. I'll probably be several parts. You watch here. Even the issue of, see, it always stops before see, it's 8:30 when it's supposed to be 8:50. Yahawasha. Yahawasha kana mana. Okay, look now what he's going to say.
Some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. What Paul is doing is just making a comparison, meaning let's not be like the Israelites in the past and tempt the Most High. He is not saying Christ is the Most High that caused the serpents to come. That don't even make, grammatically, that don't even make sense.
It makes perfect grammatical sense.
No, it does not.
In the Greek, yeah.
No, it does not make sense at all. And I told y'all,
the verbs refer back
this was going to be a semantic argument. Because if Christ is the Most High, based on the fiery serpents, then Satan is the Most High. Because Satan was used by the Most High to number the children of Israel. You can't get around.
By the way, standing for truth. You know, I'm still waiting for you to come on my channel, do that show, man. I don't know why we are not able to connect. But secondly, am I correct? You have a standing challenge, Inspiring Philosophy, to debate you guys? Because Inspiring Philosophy is going to watch this. So standing for truth. I just want to speak as your agent. Will you debate Inspiring Philosophy on whether Genesis 1 to 11 is real history and compatible with scientific facts, or whether scientific facts confirm macroevolution? And therefore, you got to allegorize Genesis 1. Will you take him up? Because I know you've called him out. You want to debate him. Will you guys take him on? I just want to make sure I didn't misrepresent you. All right. So IP, there you go. All right. Now, secondly, you can vouch for Kent Hovind. Brother, you and I both agree that what IP did by bringing Kent Hovind's ex-wives, that was a low blow, wasn't it? And credit, brother, I'm letting you know, and I want to keep it professional. But what you did was disappointing. Lord, forgive you. This is why you're getting humbled in this discussion, so that God can now exalt you by destroying the pride in you and me. May God destroy all pride in us. Anyway, I'm still going to bring you on, God willing. I haven't forgotten you. Okay, let's continue.
Here's the problem.
You can't get around it.
Here's the problem. If we go to Hosea 12:13, it says, you made the comparison to Moses.
Right.
God, Yahweh, led them out by Moses.
Right.
It doesn't say that in 1 Corinthians 10. It just says they do not test Christ as some of them did.
That's
Verbs
how you
in the
know
Greek
it's not the same
refer
thing.
back to Christ.
That's right.
That is basic grammatical structure in Greek.
No, it does not refer back to Christ at all. And anybody with, I can't believe you did this. Anybody with basic reading comprehension knows that when it says, neither let us tempt Christ, who is that? The people in the city of Corinth. And then he's using an example of people that tempted the Most High, saying, let us not be. When it's saying,
some of them
also tempted. Mm-hmm. Because earlier in that,
Why? He's going with the King James Version. He's going with the King James Version. I'm going to get there. I'll show you what he's trying to argue.
Neither as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Yeah. The Most High did the destroying. But now remember, this debate is Christ the Most High God? If I go by your logic, you're just telling me that Christ did it because the Most High told him to. Just like Satan did it because the Most High told him to. Just like Moses did it because what we can read in the Bible is that God called Moses God. That's clean, plain on the table. If I read,
see what he just did? John, hold your questions till later, brother. See what he just did? He goes, even if I accept that it's Christ, all you're saying is the Most High used Christ as an agent, whom they then tempted the agent, and God used Christ as the agent, right? The Most High used Christ as an agent to get them destroyed, like the Most High used Satan as an agent, and like God called Moses God. But it doesn't make him the Most High, it doesn't make him Yahweh. You understand what he just said? Do you finally understood the power of his argument? Those of you guys thought, oh, yeah, IP, we're smoking him. Yeah, this guy, do you understand his argument? Now, where did IP refute him? Where did he refute him? But you hear the comments, oh, yeah, you got smoked. Man, what I'm seeing is this guy's doing a great job. Sadly, do you think I want him to do a great job? And I'm going to get to 1 Corinthians 10. Hold on.
Wait, did he call
If I
Moses
read
Yahweh?
Exodus 7, if I read Exodus
We got
7,
a monologuer, guys. Hold on.
if I read
Hold on.
Exodus 7, when you say monologue, the Bible says let God be true and every man a liar. So what's the problem? What's the problem with reading the scripture?
Do you know what equivocation fallacy is?
No, I don't. You can
Okay.
listen. I like when Christ said, "I'm glad He kept it from the wise and prudent."
He does, yeah.
And gave it to babes. I'm just a baby.
All right.
You
Let
can
me
be
finish.
wise and prudent, but what you can't prove is that Jesus is the Most High God.
What if he said it? What if he said it?
Okay, now they're going to change the argument. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10, shall we? Here's what he's showing. Remember, King James. Why do you think I'm using King James? Sorry. Oops. Guys, can you remember where we stopped? The timestamp? I even forgot where we stopped. Do you guys remember the timestamp, or I made a
We're reading the scripture.
Do you know what equivocation fallacy is?
No, I don't. You can
Okay.
listen. I like when Christ said, "I'm glad He kept it from the wise and prudent."
He does, yeah.
And gave it to babes. I'm just a baby.
All right.
You
Let
can
me
be
finish.
wise and prudent, but what you can't.
He's embarrassing because you want to be wise and prudent? Go ahead. More part two. More proof that God reject you. I want to be a babe because God says He gives wisdom to the babes. Damn that rhetoric. Damn, boy. That rhetoric, boy.
Prove is that Jesus is the Most High God.
What if he said it? What if he said it?
Show it.
All right.
Okay, now he's going to say what he said. 11:30, right? Now he's going to show where Jesus said it. Okay. Let's go right here. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10. So 11:30, right? Let's deal what his argument is. This one he couldn't get away with because why? King James does say Christ. What was they referring to? Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted. See, this is where he said, it doesn't say they tempted Christ. You understand what he was going? He got away with his King James Bible. You got it, brother. But you know, if you want to be part of the clique and you want to get David Wood to like you and hang out with you, you got to be a clicker and never criticize any of the cliques. Right? David Wood's guilty of that too. Okay, do you see what he's saying? He's saying my King James Bible doesn't say they tempted Christ. It says, don't tempt Christ as the Israelites also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. See what he did? He goes, it didn't say they tempted Christ. It says, you're tempting Christ. Don't tempt Christ, because if you tempt Christ, you saw what happened to those Israelites that tempted and were destroyed. See what he argued? You understand what he argued? Yep. You can't be biased, man. Come on. You can't. Your allegiance to Christ, and brothers won't grow if you just kiss up to them, pat them on the back. They need rebuking. Remember he said it? He said, hey, we're not like the Dawa guys. So I'm not a Dawa guy. I'm not going to kiss up to you and pat you on the back like your boy David Wood. I'm going to call all of you out, and hopefully you'll be humble enough to accept correction, and then we can get along. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger, dude. I'm doing what you did to Cameron. Remember, we played you. How do we destroy this argument? I don't want to just showing you how bad he did. Let's destroy it. Here you go. This is how you destroy the argument, because this goes beyond agency. I'm going to use King James Bible, right? You can't get around this with agency anymore. Okay, watch. Here, 1 Corinthians 10:1-4. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was Christ. End of story. Now, I didn't know he denied the pre-existence of Christ. Do you see? Why did IP start at 9? Why didn't he start at 4? You can't explain this away due to agency. And I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, now let me give you 2 versions. All right, watch why you can't just, oh, agency. No, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Okay. Let's do 22. Okay. It ain't going to work. Agency ain't going to work. They ain't going to bail you out. All right. Ready? It ain't going to work. But I'm going to add Legacy Standard Bible as well because of the word Yahweh. That ain't going to work. Okay. So, who or what was the spiritual rock that followed them, that nourished them, that fed them? Christ. You can't get around this. What did he do? He fed them, nourished them, sustained them, giving them supernatural, miraculous nourishment. Water from a rock, that's supernatural. That's why it's called spiritual. Manna from heaven and quails. Okay. He fed them, right? Okay. Deuteronomy 32:4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth, without iniquity, just and right is he. Wait, Deuteronomy 32 says, God is the rock. Paul says, Christ is the rock who accompanied Moses. Can't explain this away as agency. It ain't going to work. It's going to get even worse. Okay? Okay. Watch here. But Jeshurun waxed fat, grew fat, name for Israel. Thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, lightly esteemed the rock of salvation. Notice, the rock is the God that fed them, fattened them. And how do they show appreciation? By sinning against him, defying him through idolatry. Keep in mind. They provoked him. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers fear not. I'll come back to this in a minute. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord, who's the Lord? And Yahweh, so who is the rock? Who is the God that fed them, sustained them, whom they blasphemed by committing idolatry, by sacrificing to demons? Yahweh. When the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. Who did they provoke? Yahweh, the Lord. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, meaning perverted, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. Remember this language. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, with their idols. So what will God do? And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I'll provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger and shall burn unto the lowest hell, Sheol, and shall consume the earth with their increase, set on fire the foundation of the mountain. So notice, that rock that followed them is God Almighty. That rock that they provoked to jealousy and anger, who fed them, is the Lord Yahweh. The rock that was there accompanying them is Yahweh God, being that very rock whom they provoked to anger, whom they moved to jealousy by sacrificing to demons who are not God. But wait, who is the rock that fed them, that made them grow fat, whom then they spurned? Paul tells you it's Jesus. So why did he start with verse 9? Why didn't he start at verse 4? Where you been, Nick? Shoot, man. Stinking sinner. Why didn't he start with 1 Corinthians 10, verses 1 to 4. Why did he go to the wrong text? Why 1 Corinthians 10:9? Why? I don't get it. Because now you can tie in Hosea 12:13. Why? Watch here. But I'm going to go a little deeper. 12:13. Now watch. And by a prophet, the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved. By a prophet, Yahweh brought up Israel from Egypt, and by a prophet he was kept. But now notice who that Yahweh, Lord, is that accompanied Moses. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud. Notice now, he's going to tell you who was in that cloud, the pillar of cloud. All passed through the sea. All were baptized into Moses in the cloud and the sea. Now we're going to see who the person was in the cloud with Moses, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was Christ. So right here, Paul told you that Yahweh who accompanied Moses and used Moses to bring them out of Egypt, that Lord who accompanied Moses in the cloud, that rock that used Moses to bring them out, is Christ. You can't escape it. You can't appeal to agency. It ain't going to work. See it? Mike, don't ask me these silly questions. Go watch my series. See, it's multiple times.
It's been written in Greek. Greek. Okay, so we got to look at what words in Greek refer to God, right?
Well, before we do that, we have to understand why Greek was the dominant language first. Greek was the dominant language because it was illegal to be a Jew. It was illegal to be Hebrew because they were Hellenized. That's why it's written in predominant Greek. So, for example, you can see in 1 Corinthians 8 and 6 when he calls Jesus Lord.
Okay.
But then you can also read in.
By the way, Captain Tazaryach made a weak part of his argument a strong part, because he don't want to get in no linguistic. He don't know no Hebrew or no Greek, so he superimposed himself on this conversation and brought up an emotional conversation. This is why Captain is good at what he does. Listen to what he does here again. Listen to this part right here. This guy's a genius.
Adonai Yahweh. Let's do that in part 2, but let's just remember where we stopped, okay? 11 minutes, 30 seconds, so you can hear it. We'll do it tomorrow, God willing. Okay?
What have you said? Show it. All right. What language is the New Testament written in?
Greek.
Greek. Okay, so we got to look at what words in Greek refer to God, right?
Well, before we do that, we have to understand why Greek was the dominant language first. Greek was the dominant language because it was illegal to be a Jew. It was illegal to be Hebrew because they were Hellenized. That's why it's written in predominant Greek. So, for example, you can see in 1 Corinthians 8 and 6 when he calls Jesus Lord.
Okay.
But then you can also read in 1 Peter 3 and 7 when Abraham is called Lord.
Let me destroy this argument. Let's get this out of the way. Okay?
They're the same words.
Can I get back to my point now?
But you wouldn't say that Abraham is the Lord that you're going to try to make Christ. What y'all try to do, there's a normalcy of the Bible, a river that flows through until we get to Christ, and then y'all make them magical.
Are you done?
Remember, he went to 1 Corinthians 8:6. He's saying there, Jesus called Lord, but in 1 Peter 3:6, Abraham is called Lord. Sarah calls him Lord. Therefore, you wouldn't say that Abraham is God, right? Okay. Get ready, Daniel Ramirez. I hope you didn't block that guy, even though he's a loser. Now, Jerby, do I look skinnier than before, Jerby? I know you're not going to lie. You're not like Odd Chaldean, who's scared, who's a chicken. Anyway, let's deal with this. We'll get this argument out of the way.
Can I finish? All right. So we got to look at words in Greek that refer to the Most High, right? Okay. So Old Testament written in Hebrew.
Okay. 12 minutes, 26 seconds. Mark it. 12 minutes, 26 seconds. Oh, yeah, you little punk. You too, huh? You obese little pig. All right. 12 minutes, 26 seconds. We're going to stop here. Let's address that objection. Here's the objection. What was the objection? Well, yeah, Jesus called Lord.
By the way, Captain said it was illegal to be a Jew when? When? When was it illegal to be a Jew in the first century? That can't be true. If you read Josephus alone, you could tell that they're not Jews. But it wasn't illegal. But anyway, let's carry on.
And then Abraham's called Lord. Same word, right? Okay. Okay. No, there was an Edomian king, right? 12 minutes, 26 seconds. We're going to start tomorrow, but let's go to that argument. Okay. Right here. Yeah, but you know, Abraham's called Lord. It's the same Greek word. Okay, now, do you guys didn't block Daniel, did you? Because I don't see him commenting. Is Daniel there? All right, now, here's the argument. Oh, look, here I am. 1 Corinthians 8:6. But to us there's but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. One Lord Jesus Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. See?
Hold on, family. Let me get part 2 to it so we could deal with part 2.
I gained weight. I need to get down to and fit large. And if you look at the description box, both on Rumble and here. Oh, I forgot to shout to my Rumble crowd. What? Rumble. I ain't forgot you, Rumble. You know I love you. The only thing that Rumble sucks, I have to say, too much advertisements, which I didn't sign up for. Carolina Shore Fishing. Little Caesar, Temple with Pizza. TK D-Man. Love you guys. Glory to the Lord. I ain't forgot you, Holmes. Jesus Christ reigns. Homie, don't play that. David, I love you, man. I don't care what they say about you. All right, I haven't forgotten you. Remember, though, Rumble, as long as Yahusha hasn't forgotten you, that's all that matters. As long as Yahusha prays for you, you're okay. Yahusha, bless Rumble. Yahusha, pray for them. Yahusha. Oh, there was my trigger again. Okay, we ready now? Let's focus. 12-minute, 26-second mark. I'm going to have to go sit on my couch.
Places like Psalm 109:21. It says Adonai Yahweh. Ezekiel 37:21. It says Adonai Yahweh. That was translated into the Greek Septuagint. What did they translate it as? Kyrie, Kyrie, Lord, Lord. Now here's the problem.
This is disgusting.
Why is Cap dancing though? You see, this is another tactic by him. Like, here he go. He about to get a dagger in his soul right now. Why is Captain Tazaryach dancing, yo? This shit is hilarious. This is a cakewalk. And Cap, why his belly look so big though? It's like he got a bulletproof vest on and he's pushing his stomach out or something. You got a bulletproof vest on, it makes you look fat.
And if you look at the description box, both on Rumble and here. Oh, I forgot to shout to my Rumble crowd. What? Rumble. I ain't forgot you, Rumble. You know I love you. The only thing that Rumble sucks, I have to say, too much advertisements, which I didn't sign up for. Carolina Shore Fishing. Little Caesar, Temple with Pizza. TK D-Man. Love you guys. Glory to the Lord. I ain't forgot you, Holmes. Jesus Christ reigns. Homie, don't play that. David, I love you, man. I don't care what they say about you. All right, I haven't forgotten you. Remember, though, Rumble, as long as Yahusha hasn't forgotten you, that's all that matters. As long as Yahusha prays for you, you're okay. Yahusha, bless Rumble. Yahusha, pray for them. Yahusha. Oh, there was my trigger again. Okay, we ready now? Let's focus. 12-minute, 26-second mark. I'm going to have to go sit on my couch.
Places like Psalm 109:21. It says Adonai Yahweh. Ezekiel 37:21. It says Adonai Yahweh. That was translated into the Greek Septuagint. What did they translate it as? Kyrie, Kyrie, Lord, Lord. Now here's the problem.
Is this guy stupid or what? Are you seeing this guy dance? Look. Look at Tazaryach. Watch his body movement.
Normalcy of the Bible, a river that flows through until we get to Christ, and then y'all make them magical.
Are you done? Yeah. Can I finish? All right. So we got to look at words in Greek that refer to the Most High, right? Okay. So Old Testament written in Hebrew. Go to places like Psalm 109:21.
Watch his body.
It says Adonai Yahweh. Ezekiel 37:21. It says Adonai Yahweh. That was translated into the Greek Septuagint. What did they translate it as? Kyrie, Kyrie, Lord, Lord. Now here's the problem. In all
the guy's making fun of him. You guys see that? He's making fun of him, dude. Oh my goodness, that's
It's too easy.
Hilarious. Pray that he gets saved, man.
I need somebody.
This guy comes to know the true God and submits.
No.
This guy will be on fire, right? See what he's doing?
all the Greek texts from the time of Jesus and prior, no one calls themselves Kyrie Kitty except one person.
Who that?
Jesus, Luke 6:46, he says, why do you call me Kitty Kitty and not do what I tell you? Therefore, he is saying, I am Adonai Yahweh.
No, he's not.
Lord Yahweh.
If that made sense in John 17:3, when he says that thou are the one true God.
Yeah, you are.
When listening is an art. And just because I start with a verse don't mean I'm not coming back to your point. That's all I've done. So
now, you see why he's a master at rhetoric? Phenomenal rhetorician. See what he did? He wants him to deal with Luke 6:46, Matthew 7:21 to 22. Solid point on the part of AP. We give him props, but he needs to know how to dominate, control, and hammer the point. So what he just said is, Jesus can't be Adonai Yahweh because John 17:3 says the Father is the only true God. And then he's trying to bring him back to the text. He goes, look, just because I'm going to another verse doesn't mean I'm not going to come back to yours. So now I want you to understand what he's doing here. He's trying to show you that those verses cannot mean what IP claims they mean, because Jesus said the Father is the only true God, so Jesus cannot be Adonai Yahweh. You understand the strategy? He's assuming the consistency of Scripture, which he's right to assume. The Bible does not contradict itself. The Bible cannot contradict itself. The Bible is miraculously consistent, so you can't interpret one verse to contradict another verse. And he's right. We all believe that, don't we? And remember, I'm going to be using King James for the most part because they follow the King James. So he's right. We accept that. Now, understand, at least with the Black Hebrew Israelites, you're going to have them affirming the consistency of the Scriptures. Now, I do not know if they believe the entire New Testament is consistent. I still don't know what they believe about Paul. I know there are some Hebrew Israelites that will accept the Gospels and the Old Testament, but not Paul. So when you talk about Black Hebrew Israelites, this is not a monolith. It's not one group. Black Hebrew Israelitism has a variety of flavors. I want you to remember that. So you may be talking to one Black Hebrew Israelite that actually believes Father and Son are two gods, and the Holy Spirit is an angel, and the Son is a pre-existent divine being. You may be speaking to Black Hebrew Israelites who think Jesus is a man, and the Holy Spirit is God's presence, his power. You may be speaking to Black Hebrew Israelites that accept the entire New Testament, but you may find Hebrew Israelites that reject Paul. Do you understand? And then you may find Black Hebrew Israelites who also accept the Deuterocanonicals, a larger canon. Everyone with me there? So I don't, but you all are agreed on 73 books. Why not focus on your similarities as opposed to differences? Now, I know your mother is Tazaryach's whore. We just called him out to debate because I'll bury him like he buried your mom last night in the name of Yahweh Shah. You filthy whore. And if you're more man than him, I'll let you come up and debate instead of letting your boyfriend debate for you. Yahweh Shah. I'm going to bury him and his fake God like he did your mom last night with the Shia. So at least your mom has that in common. She got mounted by Tazaryach and the Shia. Yahweh Shah. And they're saying, Yahusha, Yahusha.
Yo, this
you filthy prostitute. Pee on your ancestors. Okay, anyway, everyone got it? If you're more man than your mother was last night, when your daddy, Tazaryach, manning her with the Shia, I'll send you a link. You can debate your fake God because you worship Satan, because you're a bastard of Satan. Yahusha, Yahusha. Anyway, let's continue.
This dude is a piece of work, yo.
When Christ is cutting them on their ignorance of the title that they're trying to bestow upon him, Christ never took a title. So what he's saying is,
you see how I butchered the text? He's saying Jesus did not take the title Lord, Lord. He's rebuking those who attributed the title to him. This is where he butchered the Bible. Because he's a Bible butcher. So understand his argument. Whenever Lepanto laughs, I love it. Okay, I want you to hear what his argument is. Jesus did not take the title Lord, Lord. Others applied it to him, and he's rebuking them. I'm going to destroy that argument in a minute. Brother Clash, did you go to my description and see all the articles related to this?
why are you calling me? So what he's saying is, why are you calling me that and you don't do what I do? He's cutting them. That's not him declaring that he's Yahweh. Because John 17:3, when it says that thou art the one true God, who is he talking to?
Let me do this. If you have some black Hebrew Israelites who are more men than their mommies were last night with the Shia, Settle and Tazaryach fight for you, because we're already scheduling a debate with him. When I bury him with his fake God by the power of the true God, then you guys will be running to your mommies and whining. Let me open up the challenge. Let me do this, guys. Let me challenge these dogs who bark. No disrespect to dogs. They're cleaner than these Bible perverts. To come up and defend this garbage. 1 second. Hold on. Let me just do this. Let me say and write in open challenge. Here it is. Let me just do this. Here, I'm going to put it right here. I then challenge to join.
Tazaryach, the first video that I played, at the beginning, he called you out. He straight up called you out. But I guess he's reaching out probably to Vocab, and Vocab going to reach out to somebody, and they're going to reach out to you. That's what's going to happen. The God Killer in the building. What up, B? I can't hear your mic. I can't hear you, Unc.
Yeah, I had that video playing. What's good, bro? How you doing?
What's
man?
up, man? I'm good, man. What's popping?
Hey, man, big up to the family, man. Everybody is, locked in and subscribed, man. You do a great job, man. I put that comment on the screen earlier about, we started out on a microphone in the street, though, bro. That's a perfect environment for us. And then you got that handheld computer called your iPhone, yo. So when they be making up shit like they doing, yo, you just go right to it and beat them half to death, bludgeon them.
Nah, with out there, I don't want to go on no phone. I don't want to go on no phone because I know so much shit. Even if I do make it up, I'm gonna make it up and make it sound good. Cause can't be making shit up. He be saying shit.
No, I didn't say that.
On the spot. You gotta know.
Tazaryach not doing that. He got an iPad in his hand. Yo.
No, he got the Thinger phone, the Z phone. The Z phone.
Whatever he got, I'm saying we both gotta have that. Yeah, I'm not just standing out there like the other guy. For what? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And then you just gotta incorporate it. But you can just catch him. And first of all, the conversation actually is whack. Tazaryach is whack with that, right? And simple as this: when both of them guys are sitting there debating, they're actually talking about an agency, okay? And the agency that they actually talking about is colonialism. That's the agency behind everything both of them is reading. We've talked about, we discussed Christianity, how it came into being. You've done a meticulous job on talking about the different the conferences and how certain books were put together, and then I know I did some presentations on the role of the Catholic Church and bringing the canon into effect and shaping the doctrine. We know the Greeks come in, educate Hebrews, so the people that's writing the New Testament is actually went to school for at least 2 generations, right? We talk, they're literate in Greek education, and we see some of those terms that they use, like the logos. This is part of Greek culture. So by the time it gets to the period of colonialism, European conquest, it's a tool of destruction towards African people and African identity, right? Because it's a social cultural system of identifying ancestry of people that reside in the Middle East. Tazaryach, wild with that, right? He make it some type of indigenous African work. He don't like to use the word African, but he say it's black. It's all food. The other guy that he debating is just as wild, right? So you know what I'm saying? Anytime, any place, bro, I'm always ready to step up and bludgeon them half to death, because it makes no sense, bro. At a certain point, we got to have a type of agency that reflects the African community and the African American community. Those voices behind the biblical text does not reflect African American agency and indigenous African agency. It reflects the tools of conquest. I'm just like to put that point there, brother.
Let me find this for Tazaryach real quickly. Hold on. Let me find this real quick. Hold on.
What you looking for, Garfield?
No, look when he called down Tazaryach.
You say what? Well, why are you looking for that? I just would, I recognize that African Americans believe at higher levels just based off of forced oppression. And when people are oppressed and have lost their identity, basically you're trying to find a way back, and then things get real spooked out at that point. Poor people are gonna go to church far more often than people that have money. Because you have
some who were involved, and some know him personally, reached out to William and said he didn't do good. But you think these cowards will be men and say that? You think they will say it publicly? Yeah, Inspiring Frosty didn't do that good. He could have done better. And here's my advice to him. No, because it's a part of a clique. They don't want to be ostracized. Right? Right? But anyway, so we're going to go through it. I'm going to stop at key points. And now Tazaryach was gloating. Now, I was told by William, he challenged Tazaryach to bring a partner. We'll do a 2-on-2. Now, if Tazaryach is scared of 2-on-2.
Hold on there. Let me. Tazaryach, I'm gonna call you right now. I know you're listening live. I'm gonna call you right now because I wanted to get confirmation on what he said right here. Hold on one second. Hold on one second now. Yeah, I got you live on stage. Did you hear this part of the video? This is the 30-minute mark of his first video analysis of the thing. I'm gonna send it to your text message, right? He said that a guy named William, did a guy named William reach out to you to do a 2-on-2 debate with him?
No, a guy named William reached out to do a 1-on-1 debate.
Which William is this?
So William is the guy I told you I debated on Immaculate Conception.
Okay.
He's a Catholic.
Okay.
And so he reached out to me to do a debate either the end of September or December. But I have not heard nothing from, the only person I heard about Sam is from you. I don't really know Sam like that.
Right.
I just know of him, but I don't know him.
All right, listen to this part where he said, listen to this right here.
Okay.
I'll take him and someone else on at the same time, and William will do it. Want to be ostracized. Right? Right? But anyway, so we're going to go through it. I'm going to stop at key points. And now Tazaryach was gloating. Now, I was told by William, he challenged Tazaryach to bring a partner. We'll do a 2-on-2. Now, if Tazaryach is scared of 2-on-2, I'll take him and someone else on at the same time, and William will do it. If you're too afraid of both of us, one of us, William, versus two of you, or me and two of you, call my bluff. See if I'm lying. Right. Everyone with me there? Yeah, like this year I smoked your mother. What do you mean? You're another fan whore. Keep barking like a little whore. No, he didn't. He didn't smoke. Even one of those closest IP involved said he didn't. So get the hell out of here, you stupid, arrogant fan worshiper. Idolaters. This is what I just. And by the way, I'll pay you $10 million. Go on to Tazaryach's channel. You're going to see everyone's going to say, you destroyed him. Go on IP channel. You destroyed him. This is what sucks about debates, because people are not listening. It's all a show, spiritual UFC blood fest.
Yeah, hold on.
Right? Where you.
Yeah. So that's where. Do you want me to send you that particular video?
Yeah, if you can send. Yes.
I'm gonna text it to you right now. The 30.
And you said I'm live, right?
Yeah, you live right now.
Yeah, Sam will probably get ignored by me. Like the William guy, I would actually debate, and I was actually kind of interested in debating the guy Sam until he did two things. All that brother put in the comment was debate Captain Tazaryach, and then he proceeded to say that I was sleeping with his whore or his poor mother or something like that. Like, you can't talk like that about me and then think I'll.
No. He wasn't talking about you. He was talking about the guy saying that somebody else.
He's out of it.
He was actually taking up for you. He's actually taking up for you.
The guy that made the comment, his name is Emilion. He's a moderator on my channel.
Right.
He follows me.
Right.
So now that brother gonna feel when he sees this white guy says I'm sleeping with his whore, and then I'm gonna debate him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't talk like that to get a debate. And I'm gonna listen to it. Maybe I'll listen to it outright. But there's ways that you conduct yourself before you do debates, and everybody knows it's about it. You say the wrong shit, I'll just put you on the back burner. Now the guy William, he and I debated already on the Immaculate Conception, and we agreed to do a one-on-one debate. That debate will be in Washington Square Park, either the end of September or beginning of December. I'm just waiting on his schedule. Sam has never been a part of that as far as I know. Nobody's talked to me about Sam at all except for Garfield. Nobody's talked to me about that. But if this is how he talks, he'll just be a nigga that just sit on the sideline and be like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have opened my mouth because I could be debating right now. Because he won't debate. I won't debate him. He can find maybe some other Israelite that has less integrity, might entertain that type of shit, but I would not. But William and I will debate it. But just send me that video with that minute.
Hey, by the way, man, did you have a bulletproof vest on? Because you look kind of, like bigger than usual. Did you?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I had 2 Starbucks and some Chipotle. I don't know why I was bloated like that. I don't know why I was bloated. Listen, I don't know why I was bloated like that day.
Maybe you had the wrong size shirt on. Maybe just, I don't know.
Tell me, look like me. Tell him.
Yo, Ung said you look like him. All right, later, bro. Peace and love to you, man.
Before I go, Unk was saying that it was trash. You just mad because I beat the shit out of you on the street too, just like that. That's all. And
Ain't never got me. Anytime you feel lucky, we can have a Bible conversation. What's better, Stan? Why? We like to get it.
You gonna come outside? You gonna get on that speaker?
Come outside, meet the shit out there. Yeah, he cheating. He was cheating. We ain't gonna cheat this time.
Said he was cheating.
He had the whole band behind him and shit was crazy.
What on?
That white guy, he had his phone too. I just had a old phone, so my phone can open up. So we both had phones to go to scriptures when we wanted to go to. So there wasn't no advantage that I had over him at all.
And JP, the moderator, had a phone and probably was texting him too. So
I'm just saying, but you used to that atmosphere, yo. That's how we started out there without no phone. So you clear advantage in that situation for you. I'm saying, that's how we come up though. It's all good. Huh?
I'm asking you, how was that an advantage over him if we both had a phone?
No, I'm saying to Tazaryach, we got an advantage over everybody because that's how we learned it. Is going straight at each other outside. So they ain't used to that. I'm just saying you got the advantage you're supposed to have. He's supposed to use his damn phone. He's silly for that. I'm not saying you was like it was wrong. I'm saying we already, that's the environment that y'all come up in. That's the environment that I come up in. Being right there, being witty, knowing our thing off the top of our head. And when you add the phone to you, you're unstoppable force out there with them guys, bro. I ain't knocking you for that.
But you know, they contacted me for that. I didn't even know they was coming. Like,
I know you didn't.
In New York, like the God Logic in it, because I beat God Logic last year in Washington Square Park. That's why he didn't want to debate. He wanted to debate somebody else. But they contacted me and was like, "Hey, yo, we coming up. Do y'all want to do a part 2?" So I thought me and Logic was going to do the part 2, but they was like, "Nah, we got this guy inspiring philosophy. They want to debate you." So they wanted to debate me. I didn't ask to debate them.
Yeah, they trying to get a hero moment off of you.
Yeah,
oh, good.
I know a lot of people think they the top Israelite. They don't get contacted. So
yo, get off my phone. Get off my phone. Peace, yo. Yo, he had to put that in there, boy. Shout out to Tazaryach, man.
Hey, that no, yo, got that run on the no jumper.
Hey, let me tell you who's a beast. Who would have been a beast on that though? Rawborn is a beast because even with that phone, you know he got like 100 million PDFs on his phone, and he gonna pull out the source on the page. What? Him and Sam Shamoun, man, them dudes got memories like a damn elephant, yo. I don't know. Somebody said,
but yo, you would just open up your PowerPoint on your phone, yo, and go to the slides you want.
If I'm out there, I'm not doing none of that, bro. I'm doing it off the dome. I'm not doing none of that. None of that. If I don't know, I'll pass. But I'm not going to spit on a topic and pull up no phone. I'm not doing it. I already have it in my brain. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the phone. I think the phone should throw you off, yo. Yeah, bro. I was outside. I remember me and Lions of Israel had a conversation, right? Okay. During the conversation, the dude said something about everything they talked about. I already knew, except the Ohio Stones in Newark. I wasn't fully studied on that. Shout out to Tazaryach. Yeah, everything they talked about, I had. They talked about the ships with the Yah names. I had that off the top of my head. Okay. And bruh, they got ripped apart, man. They got ripped apart. I wish I had that video, man. I need to find that video. But those things are topics. You see, I study the Hebrew Israelites. What I mean, I study them. I study the ones with the lowest views and the ones with the most views, because some of them, and they try to hide information, like Priest Daniela. They be trying to hide how they teach King James is black. They got a whole structure to it that I have to like piece together so I could prepare for the debate, because the debate is it's a stupid debate in the sense that we know King James is not black. But I have to justify why. I can't believe I have to justify why I think he's not a black man. That's crazy. Although I'm not on the defense. He's the one that's actually have to prove, because it's an out of ordinary claim. He would change the whole consensus. He would change scholarship forever if he proves that King James is a black man. Yeah. But stupid shit. But hey, I gotta, and it's hard to study them because it's like the Nation of Islam. The regular person don't know the teachings, because it's private. So the King James teachings is actually a private teachings, which I've been blessed by members of all these camps, whether it's Lions of Israel or Ramgad Gadal or ISUPK or Shikari or whoever, whichever camp. Brothers are like telling me I'm interviewing them, I'm getting information, but at the end of the day, it's a weird teaching that is just weird. It's just super weird, and they have arguments to back it up. That's the crazy part about it. They have arguments, not that the arguments are sound, but the arguments are, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay, so yeah, the phone is just an extra, bro. What you talking about? It's like your slide presentation you have is an extra. It's not that you don't know the information, it's an extra, yo. Like it is what it is, yo. You don't agree to that?
Yeah, we don't. But I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you that if the phone is used by both sides, they both have the ability to what you call it. Hey Cap, where's that video at? That video you're telling me about. Where's it at? I gotta find that video he just told me about. Hold on. Captain Tazaryach. All right, hold on. The Captain Tazaryach shorts. I don't see that video. 3 hours. Hold on. Oh, it's probably on his timeline.
Hey, Garfield, you ain't even tell people you was debating, yo. What you just hot? What you doing, bro? I know you
In
sneaking.
December, we don't have the date set yet. It's all the way in December. So
Nah, you had a conversation the other day, bro. You ain't tell nobody. What you don't want nobody to know what you doing? Something.
What are you talking about? What conversation?
You ain't debate somebody, yo.
Oh, you talking about the one that I put on the Thursday show?
Yeah, you ain't debate. That wasn't you?
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a live debate. That's an old debate, though. It just said somebody else's channel.
Oh, shoot. You faked everybody out.
I gotta play the Me and Mighty Hebrew. Me and Mighty Hebrew had a discussion. It got real. He wanted to fight.
You talking about the pedophile guy?
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh, you ain't supposed to say that word. That guy. Wow. Yeah, man. Very interesting there, Garfield. Things we go through.
Yeah, let me finish playing this video out right here, and we could stop and do some commentary on it. Let me play this.
You Rumble, you know I love you. The only thing that Rumble sucks, I have to say, too much advertisements, which I didn't sign up for. Carolina Shore Fishing. Little Caesar, Temple Pizza, TK D-Man. Love you guys. Glory to the Lord. I ain't forgot you, Holmes. Jesus Christ reigns. Homie, don't play that. David, I love you, man. I don't care what they say about you. All right, I haven't forgotten you. Remember, though, Rumble, as long as Yahusha hasn't forgotten you, that's all that matters. As long as Yahusha prays for you, you're okay.
Think
Yahusha,
scared of him, yo.
bless Rumble, Yahusha, pray for them, Yahusha. But you all are agreed on 73 books.
Only one.
Why not focus on your similarities as opposed to differences? Now, I know your mother is Tazaryach's whore. We just called him out to debate because I'll bury him like he buried your mom last night in the name of Yahweh. You filthy whore. And if you're more man than him, I'll let you come up and debate instead of letting your boyfriend debate for you. Yahweh. I'm going to bury him and his fake God like he did your mom last night with the Shia. So at least your mom has that in common. She got mounted by Tazaryach and the Shia. Yahweh. And they're saying, Yahusha. You filthy prostitute. On your ancestors. Okay, anyway, everyone got it?
I tell everybody that this
if
guy,
you're more than your mother was last night when your daddy, Tazaryach, mounted her with the Shia, I'll send you a link. You can debate your fake God because you worship Satan. Because you're a bastard of Satan. Yahusha. Anyway,
Sam
let's
is
continue.
crazy, yo. Sam, nobody wants to debate.
When Christ is cutting them on their ignorance of the title that they're trying to bestow upon him, Christ never took a title. So what he's saying is,
you see how I butchered the text? He's saying Jesus did not take the title Lord, Lord. He's rebuking those who attributed the title to him. This is where he butchered the Bible. Because he's a Bible butcher. So understand his argument. Whenever Lepanto laughs, I love it. Okay, I want you to hear what his argument is. Jesus did not take the title Lord, Lord. Others applied it to him, and he's rebuking them. I'm going to destroy that argument in a minute. Brother Clash, did you go to my description and see all the articles related to this?
why are you calling me? So what he's saying is, why are you calling me that and you don't do what I do? He's cutting them. That's not him declaring that he's Yahweh. Because John 17:3, when it says that thou art the one true God, who is he talking to?
Let me do this. If you have some black Hebrew Israelites who are more men than their mommies were last night with the Shia, settle in Tazaryach, fight for you, because we're already scheduling a debate with him. When I bury him, with his fake God by the power of the true God, then you guys will be running to your mommies and whining. Let me open up the challenge. Let me do this, guys. Let me challenge these dogs who bark. No disrespect to dogs. They're cleaner than these Bible perverts, to come up and defend this garbage. 1 second. Hold on. Let me just do this. Let me say and write in open challenge. Here it is. Let me just do this. Here, I'm going to put it right here. I then challenge to join me and refute my claim. So here you go. Let's do this, guys. So let's have fun. Now, we'll see if that guy whose mommy got mounted by Tazaryach and the Shia, as they're celebrating, ho sha ha ha, yeah, wa sha ha la 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 la, will come up. All right, let's do this. Let me call out your bluff, you filthy dog. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I had to get him off the board, yo. I definitely.
Here you go. I just changed the title, so let's do it. So, guys, I'll bring them up. We'll kill several birds, one stone. All right, come on, little girl. Don't bark like your mommy did. Your mommy.
Yo, he's a
you're so big. You're my hero. Yahushua.
Yeah, he do the same thing everybody else do, though. That's how.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second. I got it. Everybody relax. I got it. Everybody relax. If he's trying to get through, what's the problem?
He was pushing me.
Who? Say.
Then why didn't you not return and say, stop calling me that?
Then you and your fans decided to say, I ran from the scripture. So I did answer whether you disagree or agree, I did answer.
Read it.
So now we read Luke 6, you said 6 and 46,
6:46.
Right? Gotcha.
Now notice in this verse, he accepts what they're calling him and says, all right, you're calling me Lord, Lord.
See what happened here? They were coming forward, the lady and this guy. So the black Hebrew Israelites thought they were going to intervene and do something. So they came forward to tell them, go back in line. I'm not saying the black Hebrew Israelites are right. They're wrong. But remember, as Christians, be fair Christians. I know you hate this group, but you can't lie. They only came forward because they saw this guy coming out from the crowd, the lady coming out from the crowd. He has his phone to record. She has her phone record. And so they stepped forward to tell him, you need to go back in. You understand the context now? You understand the context? But I want you to see how Tazaryach handles it.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second. I got it. Everybody relax. I got it. Everybody relax. If he's trying to get through, what's the problem?
He was pushing me.
Who?
He was pushing me out of the way.
I saw.
Okay, she said he was pushing me out of the way. Okay, let's be fair, guys. Let's look. Watch here again.
Explanation was very clear. I said them calling him that does not mean he accepted that.
He did.
And then he cut him by saying, if I was that, why you don't do what I say?
Then why didn't you not return and say, stop calling me that?
Then you and your fans decided to say, I ran from the scripture. So I did answer whether you disagree or agree, I did answer.
Read it.
So now we read Luke 6. You said,
who pushed her out of the way? Remember, Christians, we have to be men and women of integrity and honesty. We can't lie just because we dislike someone. Who pushed her out of the way?
It was that dude, the fat.
No one pushed her out of the way.
The fat boy.
She came forward to let this guy come forward to record. You understand? So are you seeing it? Let's be honest here. Do you see anyone pushing her out of the way? Because she's claiming the black Hebrew Israelites pushed her out of the way, right?
She a liar.
Okay, watch. Okay, you see. Now watch what happens.
6 and 46.
6:46.
Gotcha.
Now notice in this verse, he accepts what they're calling him and says, all right, you're calling me Lord, Lord.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second. I got it. Everybody relax. I got it. Everybody relax. If he's trying to get through, what's the problem?
Who's pushing her out of the way?
The dude
who's pushing her out of the way?
The dude with the afro.
I'm looking at the camera, man.
ISUPK recording.
They're telling this guy he needs to step back. Why? Because they're already recording. Why you coming in the middle, especially next to JP, who's moderating?
He was pushing me.
Who?
He was pushing me out the way. That's all.
I saw it. Let's film. Everybody relax. Huh? They start.
I'm sorry, buddy. Can everyone just take a step back? We want to give everyone recording.
Okay,
Let's clean the section.
Hey,
Everyone take a step back.
if everybody can understand.
Now watch. She's gonna now continue arguing. Listen. We saw it, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm blind. Do you see anyone pushing her?
And right, the people that are filming have to be everybody. If everybody can shemai, which means listen for a second. But you're not a part of the filming team, sis. I'm just trying to explain. I agree.
You hear it? You're not part of the filming team. You don't come forward. Okay. So, guys, are you going to hate the Black Hebrew Israelites to take the side of those who are mistaken? Or are we going to be men and women of integrity? Are we going to be men and women of integrity? Because God doesn't want us to lie. He wants us to speak the truth, even if it hurts.
But what I'm saying is, if they're filming, just let everybody have the position. I don't want to go back and forth. Sis and brother, I don't want to go back and forth with y'all. I just want to have the debate.
You can film, but you don't have to film disrespectfully and push people. You can say, excuse me.
Who pushed you? Who pushed her?
That's all right.
But if he's being pushed because he's standing there,
I have it on film.
can we just continue with this? Can we all act civilized? Why? I know y'all Savior getting cut. I know y'all Savior getting cut, but let's act civilized. Let's act civilized. So Luke 6:46 says,
He played into his rhetoric. I know you guys being cut. In other words, I know you guys are getting destroyed. You're getting manhandled. Your boy's getting pwned. And you're reacting. Let's see. You're playing into his rhetoric. Now look, she's smiling here. You're playing into his rhetoric. That's her right there. You see what's happening?
Try to throw him off.
Right? Keep that in mind. Learn, guys. Learn.
Luke 6:46. I want to point something out, JP. I just want to point one thing out. Okay.
Somebody's streaming right now on TikTok, and they're live on TikTok. So if you're live on TikTok, please end that live again.
Okay? You're not supposed to air it live on TikTok. They had agreed they would record it and then upload it later. So JP has to say, some of you are now playing this live on TikTok. End the stream now. Catch it? Okay, focus, guys. Focus.
And I want to point something else out. And this is how you know whose Savior is winning and who's losing. JP asked if y'all didn't heckle with saying the verses and stuff like that. Who's doing that? The Christians are, the Israelites are not.
You see that? You just played into his rhetoric again. You see that? Here's how you're going to know who's winning, who's losing. The ones who heckle, they're losing. The Christians are heckling. The Hebrew Israelites are not. You see? You played into his rhetoric. You guys here showed they're more respectful, more reserved, right? Better mannered, well-behaved than you guys. Ain't that the truth? Notice how when he gives an order, they all stand in line and attention because he's a cult leader and they're cult followers. But still, notice they control themselves. When their boy speaks, silence. See that? You caught it? They again played into his rhetoric. Again. Now, I'm sure if I see it from his camera angle, because his guy is filming over here, so you can see this.
And do not the things that which I say. Now, can I read a couple of verses above?
I want you to read the second one. Read Matthew 7:21 now.
So you don't want me to stay right here?
You can read more of it, but I mean, it's the same thing there.
Okay, so it's the same account, but a different.
No, it's another aspect where he's called Lord.
But now, how do you get to do that? Did
okay,
they say
let's stay on this one then. Go for it.
Because I'm trying to see where did they call him Lord, Lord in here?
Where he says they are.
Wait,
he says they are.
Remember, my position is he's cutting them.
No,
his position is he's saying he's God. Where in this chapter did they call him Lord?
He says, you're calling me Lord, Lord. Great, but you're not doing what I say. That's important. If you're going to accept
Can I get an answer to my question?
You got to do what he says.
Can I get an answer to my question?
Your question.
Where in this chapter did they call him Lord for him to say, why call me Lord, Lord? Because
this is now IP dominated here. This is a good point. He's tap dancing. We're going to get there in a minute, but I wanted to finish his point.
Hey, Jesus lied?
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you to show me.
He's right.
Now, people may wonder, well, Cap, why you want to know that? Because my position is he's cutting them. When he said, you calling me Lord, Lord, but you're not doing what I say.
He just refuted himself. Exactly. That's exactly the point. If I'm the Lord, why don't you do what I say? Now, remember, he said, where do they call him Lord, right? Okay, keep that in mind. We'll get there, which is a bad argument. Here, he embarrassed himself. Here, he did good. Okay? He did good here. But let him finish his point.
Saying somebody called him Lord. So show me who called him Lord. Otherwise, my position is correct.
It's quite easy.
Let's do it.
Jesus does not
Can you
lie.
do it? All you got to do is say yes or no.
Lie.
Did somebody call him Lord? Yes or no?
Because I trust Jesus. He said so.
Where?
Do you not understand how this works?
Yes, I do. I know that.
Brother, not all Hebrew Israelites think Jesus is God. Remember what I said in the beginning? Go listen in the beginning. Different black Hebrew Israelites hold different views of Jesus. There are some who think Father and Son are two gods, so that Son did exist before he became flesh. Some who think Jesus is just a man.
What does that have to do with this?
I'm just curious. Where'd you get it?
Some who think Jesus is just a man. There are some who think the Holy Spirit is an angel. Some who think the Holy Spirit is God's presence. You understand? So he is the type that thinks Jesus is just a man. And I found that out yesterday. I didn't even know what kind of Hebrew Israelite he is.
He's cutting them.
Wait a minute. Where'd you get the crown?
You know what he's saying?
Where'd you get the crown? Where'd you get the crown?
What does that have to do with this?
I'm just curious. Where'd you get it?
You could never get one.
Where'd you get it from?
You're talking about the crown because you're getting
Where'd
cut.
you get it?
You can never get it.
Oh, no, hold on. Didn't he just say whoever heckles means they're losing? What the hell just happened here, Captain Tazaryach? Was that because they're praising Yahushua? Yahushua!
That's funny as hell.
Yo, Cap, you gotta beat this dude up, man. I don't care. I want him to talk shit. I want him to talk shit. I want you to beat him up, man. Let him talk all this shit.
Yo.
You catch him out there? Oh, man.
He gonna chase him. He gonna chase Tazaryach all around the board, yo. Tazaryach know when somebody come like that, yo, and the thing we do, this thing ours, yo, you deal with him, yo. Not unless he's just a super disrespectful nigga all over your family and all that. Then you don't gotta deal with him. But that he's just doing the talk shit. He ain't not, but you know what I mean? He on some light shit, but he funny. Yep. It seems like he know what the fuck he talking about, though. Am I missing that?
See, the thing is, he knows he won't have to pull out no phone because he knows the scriptures, the precepts.
Yeah, that'd be a good challenge.
That's why, and I know Cap know the precepts, what Cap gonna read from his phone. So that's why I want to see both of them battle because he gonna have a better argument live more than this guy right here in God Logic.
But he right though. The guy gotta stop. Well, I'm saying shit to be in reality.
Yeah, when people troll him, he responds in the worst way. That's like if somebody said, Garfield, Priest Daniel are gonna beat you up. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, your mama. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to.
Yeah, I gotta respect where the position that the Tazaryach is in now. And now he can pick his fights. So the guy gotta be, especially a white boy, like, yo, get fuck out of here. So he wants to get fuck out of here. So I get it. I ain't tripping. But they make me want to debate the nigga. I go get him. I'm gonna get him for you, Tazaryach. Beat him up with his fake Bible thing. I do that. Somebody call that nigga up. I got him. Yeah, I got him. Yep. Like he want to talk to a black guy that don't believe that nonsense. Where he at? I'm gonna troll him. Where's Channel?
We're gonna troll him. We're gonna troll him. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about it right after this. We're gonna talk about it.
Jesus is God. 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 Jesus is God.
Imitating as usual. You know what's crazy? Y'all imitating the Israelites just like y'all imitated the real true image of Jesus Christ, just like y'all imitated our laws. You're nothing but imitating, not even original.
He's upset. He's upset when you get loud, and then his people, dog, I got you, dog. You imitating us, Holmes. I got you, dog, with your shining teeth. That's Yahusha right there, baby. That's what Yahusha did. Yahusha made you imitate us, because you know it, dog. Yahusha! Get loud.
No. We can do that. That's the rule. That's part of the rule.
Then don't get upset when they do it. But
I'm not upset. I'm just pointing out what they're doing wrong.
If Jesus said, "You're calling me Lord, Lord," he is not lying.
Here's what I would give
told me
you. If somebody actually calls him,
hear from the person who
if
made
somebody
the
actually,
I can see it there.
If somebody
I can see
actually
Jesus
calls him
saying
Lord,
it.
Lord, I might give you some credit, but nobody calls him Lord, Lord there. So when he's saying Lord, Lord, he's cutting them. He's saying they don't do what he say. But the subject of this is Jesus the Most High God? So as I went to John 17:3, when Christ said, "You are the one true God," paraphrasing, who is he talking about?
He is talking to the Father.
All right, let's stop there. 20-minute, 6-second mark. Can you guys keep time? Because I'm going to forget. 20-minute, 6-second mark. Guys, see it? Please keep time. I'm going to forget. Let's deal with IP's point was solid. He had to tap dance around it. Yahushua! He's saying, no one called him Lord, Lord. Yeah, remind me later, guys. Remind me later. So that doesn't apply. So if you want to find the articles that go with this session, go right here. Yahushua. See, I'm not going to stop saying that, dude. It's now stuck in my head. See what you guys did? Now it's stuck in my head. I'm going to stop saying that, dude. It's now stuck. The Lord make my voice pleasing to your ears and strengthen my throat with perfect health. Here it is. You see? You see it right there? It's all there. See it? All right. Now, Rumble. Make Rumble great again. Remember, Rumble, if you want Yahushua to bless you, make Rumble great again. This is right here. Right there, Rumble. Yahushua. You want to make Rumble great again? You want Yahushua bless you? Make it great. So let's go here. You ready? Let's go through the argument. Let's start with this article. Man, dude, this is going to stay in my mind. This Yahushua. All right, let's go through it. What was IP saying? What was IP saying? All right, here's what he's saying. The words kiri kiri. Let me explain this to you. All right. Let's go here. Kiri kiri. Right here. Matthew 7:21-23. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, kiri kiri, will enter the kingdom of heaven. But he who does the will of my Father who's in heaven will enter. So understand what these words are a translation of. Understand the point. I've done session on these, but we're creature repetition. We need to hear something repetitively, right? Michael, it means sit there and listen before you get banned. But he who does the will of my Father who's in heaven will enter. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, kiri kiri, in your name did we not prophesy? And in your name cast out demons. And in your name do many miracles. And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Now what he's saying is, Jesus is not agreeing to the title. You want me there? The only ones who come and ask are the Hebrew Israelites. Why are you having Michael come up and ask me a question? Do I need to send Tenet and others out of here? Why are you telling him to click on an irrelevant question about Mark 4:10-12? Why are you not getting rid of Michael, who has no respect, no class, no dignity, because he's asking me a relevant question on why Jesus speaks to parables to those who are outside? Tenet, you want me to get you out of here for telling him join? I don't want to say that to for Yahweh because you're giving him the license to come up and ask me an irrelevant question. What does Mark 4:10-12 got to do? With my topic, because the guy's a spiritual bastard who has no class or respect. He wants to make it about his own agenda. When Mark 4:10-12 is Jesus saying, to those outside, everything is spoken in parables, but to you who receive the kingdom, it will be made plain to you. No, really? You think you're smart? All right. Get out of here for chiming in. All right? So you guys can't respect yourself and the rules, you see? Kiri. He's saying Jesus did not accept this title. You get it? Jesus did not accept this title. He's rebuking people for calling him this and not obeying him. You understand his argument? I want you to understand what Tazaryach's argument is. Jesus did not accept folks calling him Lord, Lord. He's rebuking them for calling Lord, Lord, but not obeying him. Which again makes no sense, but that's his argument. And I'm going to explain to you, no, Jesus is accepting the fact that he's kiri. But let me first show you the implication. This is the passage that Michael was referring to, Luke 6:46. Now, why do you call me Lord, Lord, kiri, and do not do what I say? All right, now why is this significant? The words kiri are used in the Greek version of the Old Testament, Septuagint, to render the Hebrew words Adonai, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, Adonai. Now understand, if you're reading the Greek version of the Old Testament, you will see these words, kiri, used together. But when you go to the Hebrew, these words are translating Adonai, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, Adonai. Let me show you. This is what his point was. Notice here, Amos 7:2. I'm going to give you the Greek rendering, even though I'm quoting the Hebrew or English translation Hebrew. Notice, Lord Yahweh, Adonai Yahweh, Greek says kiri. Amos 7:2. You caught it? Psalm 69:6, the Hebrew has, O Lord, Yahuwah, Sabaoth, Adonai, Yahuwah, Sabaoth. Greek, Psalm 68:7, kiri, ton, dunamiun. Again, Psalm 109:20, O Yahweh, O Lord, Yahuwah, Adonai. The Greek, Psalm 108:21, kiri. Psalm 140:7, Hebrew, O Yahweh, O Lord, Yahuwah, Adonai. How did the Greek render it? Kiri, O Lord God. Psalm 139:8. Again, Psalm 141:8. For my eyes are toward you, O Yahweh, O Lord. The Hebrew is Yahuwah Adonai. But the Greek renders it as kiri. Psalm 140:8. You understand IP's point? And he was right. Jesus is being called kiri, which means he's being called Adonai Yahuwah. Yahuwah Adonai. See why Tazaryach had to tap dance around this? You see why I had to come up with reasons to explain it away? The words kiri. The words kiri are the Greek rendering of Adonai Yahuwah or Yahuwah Adonai. There is no other Adonai Yahuwah but the true God, the Most High. If Jesus is called kiri, he's being called Adonai Yahuwah. Hence, he must be the Most High God. You get it? So he's saying, no, Jesus wasn't saying that. He was rebuking those who called him that. Well, is that true? Let's see. Let's refute that lie, okay? You ready? Now he uses the King James Version, so we got to go with the King James Version. I'm now going to show you, no, Jesus was accepting the title. So what was his problem? Not that they called him Adonai Yoah, but they were paying lip service to him. His point was, since you know I am the sovereign Yahweh, Adonai Yahweh, then why don't you obey me? That's his point. Let me show it to you. And I'm going to prove it to you. Okay. Let's see if we have a black Hebrew. You better be a black Hebrew Israelite. If you're not, I'm getting you the hell out of here. I'm going to block you. Show me your face, Malachi, and let me know if you're a black Hebrew Israelite. And if you're not, I'm blocking you. Then never come back. Show me your camera. You got 5 seconds, Malachi. 1,000. 2,000. 3,000. 4,000. Okay. Go see where your mommy is. All right. You ready?
He mad. This.
Yeah, let's go right here. Let's do all the way. Let me show you. Ready? Let's see how far should I go into it. All right.
All they got you put the outfit on, yo. He be right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Dress up.
All right. Let me now prove to you Jesus is accepting that he is Adonai Yahweh. Right? Sovereign Lord. You ready? So this is where IP stumped him. But because he speaks so confidently, he gave the impression that he wasn't fazed. See, even your demeanor, your rhetoric can mislead people into thinking you won. Because if you look at it, look again at the debate. Notice, okay, don't put in capital letters, brother. I don't want you to, okay, put things in caps. IP looks agitated. He's in the defensive posture. Tazaryach, loose and calm, mocking and joking. And you see? Appearances go a long way in deceiving people. Okay. Matthew 7, 21 and 27. You ready? Not everyone. Nick, you better show me your face, or I'm going to send you out of here before I got Tazaryach to mount you. Show me your face. You got 5 seconds. Guess what I thought? Coward. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Now, is he saying, I don't accept this? No. Because I'm going to prove to you, he does accept being called Lord, Lord. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? In thy name have cast out devils, in thy name done many wonderful miracles. Now, here's the key, this verse right here. Remember Matthew 7, 22. Lord, bless our numbers, keep it steady for your glory. Okay? Follow here. This is going to be the proof that Jesus is accepting the fact that he is Lord, Lord, Adonai Yahweh, right there. And then I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Okay? Ye that work iniquity. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built this house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So let me explain the point. The Lord is not saying, don't call me Lord, Lord. He's saying, if I am Lord, Lord, then why do you pay lip service? Because if I am the Lord, Adonai Yahweh, then you must obey me and my words. This is what he's saying, okay? You understand? And I'll prove it. Just but understand how he tried to butcher, saying, no, he's cutting them down. He's saying, don't call me Lord, Lord. I'm not Lord, Lord. especially when you don't do what I say. Well, stupid. Luke 6, 46, 49. Here you go again. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? I mean, even a child in kindergarten can see what the point is. Sup, Moshe? I haven't seen you ages, dude. Shoot. Am I getting skinnier than you? Hopefully. Had some setbacks, but I hope I still look better than you, brother. Pray for that I look better than you. And we stay holy and healthy. Okay. So you caught that right there? I mean, even a kindergarten student can see what he's saying. Why do you call me Lord but not obey me? You'll see. If he gets angry, manifests, and attacks my character like he did Ken Oven, then you know he's full of pride and arrogance, and may the Lord crush his flesh, crush my flesh, and we'll see. We'll see how he reacts. Only time will tell. Look, he looks agitated, defensive. Look how relaxed he looks. See, even your demeanor, your posture will sway the audience. Agitated, angry, look, defensive posture. Okay.
You are the one true God. Paraphrasing. Who is he talking about?
He is talking to the Father.
So did he call the Father three gods, or did he call the Father one God?
I thought you know what we believe. I thought you knew what we believed. That's a misconception.
No, I don't care what you believe. The subject is Jesus the Most High God? So if Jesus has a God, he can't be the Most High, because there ain't a God. The whole reason for the name Most High is because there ain't nobody over him.
Can I respond now?
Yes.
All right. Am I getting interrupted, or can I respond?
Well, don't do that, because we've been interrupting each other. Man. Don't do that. They get touchy. When they get high, they get touchy. They get touchy.
See that again? Pwned him. He keeps falling for his rhetoric. Don't do that. You see? Why you keep falling for it? Made him look very bad.
This is pretty simple.
It ain't working.
Scholars have pointed out the verse does not say only the Father is the true God. It says the Father is the only true God. And what does the same author say at the end of 1 John 5? The Son is also true God. Therefore, he's true God. John 17:5. He shares in the same glory with the Father, claiming equality with the Father. That logically follows. This is why he can say he's Adonai Yahweh in Luke 6.
So then I guess
I'm not done. Matthew 7:21-22. He says he is Adonai Yahweh. Hebrews 1:3 says
he's a crybaby. Crybaby. Man. Ooh. Sarah, come on. Shish kebab you. I'm going to fry you, big boy. I'm going to bury you with your fake God. Man up, big boy. Crybaby. See, making fun of him.
Is the exact imprint of the nature of the Father.
See what he's saying? He's intimidating him. Look. See, he's in his head. See that? Master, like his father, Satan, full of Satan, his father, like the devil. Look. You a devil, boy, and you ain't even white.
Father is the Most High, then Jesus is also the Most High, because he's the exact imprint.
Now, when they start running them smorgasbords, that's how you know they full of crap. Because in John 17:3, it says, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou sent." So the only true God is him. Then he talked about glory. John 17, and if I was to read this, 23, it says, "I and them and thou," 22, "and the glory which thou givest me, I have given them." So I guess if we get that glory, then we God's too. No, because you can't make it about.
He's not letting me respond.
I want y'all to highlight. I don't care about being interrupted. But this man said he did not want to be interrupted as he ran through about 6 verses. And then what does he do to me? So I don't want to hear nothing when I interrupt you. I don't mind it. But you wanted me to be quiet, and I was.
You good?
Thank you. Don't get mad because I check them. I gotta check them. So John 17:21, when it says the glory. Now, since he ran off Hebrews and other verses like that, if I was to read the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 17. Hold on, let me find it. I like to read verses. I don't just like to say verses.
Lord again.
No,
go back to that.
It ain't no Lord. Ephesians 1:17. That the God of our Lord Jesus Christ. That's right.
Okay.
Damn. It says, the God of our, and this is what's heavy. It says, the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, can only be that same God that may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation. So Paul clearly says the God of our Lord is Christ. So he can't be the Most High.
You done? Now you know?
Yes.
All right. As I said,
I'm going to get to Ephesians and John. If we have another hour, not bored, I'll spend another hour. I'll deal with Ephesians. I'll deal with John. I want to see how he responds.
Before you go, is this what this going to be like? No interruptions going forward? I just want to know.
Okay, I can do that if you want to do that.
Yeah. Okay, but we should give respect to each other, which we was doing before you got emotional. Go ahead, you got it.
All right, so let's go back to that. Okay. So again, I need to go back to what I said in the beginning here. I stated that on purpose. We believe Jesus is subordinate in role to the Father. We've said that, but that does not affect the substance of God. As I said, Hebrews 1:3 says he is the exact imprint of the nature of the Father. Therefore, if the Father is the Most High, Jesus is also the Most High. This is why he can say, I am Adonai Yahweh. Matthew 7:21, Luke 6:46. Matthew 7:21, he says, not everyone who comes to me and says, Lord, Lord, will be entered into the kingdom of heaven. That's the beginning. You say he's Lord, Lord, but that doesn't get you in entirely because you still got to do his will is what he's going on. So the first thing you got to do is you got to say, hey, you're clearly Adonai Yahweh. Then do what he says. And if you do that, you get in. That's what he's pointing out. Therefore, he's claiming to be the Most High in his own words.
People think that their position matters in the title of a debate. The title of the debate is not to understand what he ignorantly thinks of the Trinity.
Okay. 24-minute, 34-second mark. Can you remember 24-minute, 34-second mark? Let's deal with Ephesians, right? First he said, Jesus can't be the Most High because he has got a God. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. Guys, keep time. 24:34. You're going to have fun in these series, boy. You're going to learn your Bible. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. Pray, guys. I don't eat till tomorrow because I'm on intermittent fasting. Pray. I got to look better than Moshe. Yahushua! Okay, Rumble. Now go here to this article. Right here. Yeshua! Hey, hi! Hey, hi! First of all, Jesus can be the Most High God and have a God over him because the one God is not one person. And if one person of the Godhead becomes flesh to serve.
All right, enough of him, man. Who wanna jump on and discuss this whole debate thing before I get out of here? I got 40 more minutes, then we got to go over to Priest Daniel because he's gonna do a live about me and the Barbados Penny, so we're gonna support him. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw that video up on my channel when he's done, and the other video too. Cause we gotta. I mean, he's talking about me, so it really don't matter. I don't take this stuff personal. I think. Hold on, let me drink my smoothie here. My turmeric with my green stuff and my bananas and apples and all that stuff. See, my tongue is like a turmeric color. But anyway, anybody want to jump on? The link is in the chat, man. We could get into it and see what's popping. Hold on. See if there's any more videos. Captain Tazaryach versus God Logic. That was a piece of work. All right. Hold on there. Hey, this Sam Shamoun guy is mad funny though. I don't want y'all to feel like he's a Looney Tune 100%, but he be going in on the Israelites, man. He be going on the Israelites hard. He be going into them face to face. That's the thing. He go face to face with them. He don't play no games or nothing. Hold on there. Right here. Here's one of his debates right here. Where it got over almost.
In Exodus 31, 12 to 17, it says that Israel's weekly Sabbath and yearly Sabbath was modeled after God's Sabbath. Now, you both, I should say all three of you. If you go to Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 to 3, you'll see that Israel's weekly Sabbath and yearly Sabbath, they were modeled after God's Sabbath. God's Sabbath began and hasn't ended and won't end until the return of Christ. That's the argument of Hebrews 4, verses 1 to 11. So Hebrews 4, verses 1 to 11 says, by faith we entered the true Sabbath. You want to stay in the shadow? More power to you. We're going to go to the reality of what the shadow was simply pointing to. We are in God's Sabbath every day of the week by faith in Jesus Christ. That's Hebrews 4, verses 1 to 11, and Matthew 11, 28 to 30, when he says, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, I will give you rest. So Jesus is my Sabbath. You want to keep the shadow? Like I said, more power to you. We want the reality, which is Jesus Christ. Colossians 2, verses 16 to 17.
So I just want to go to Acts 15, because it did come up in the debate. Because this is what happened, because people think that the Gentiles only have to keep a certain amount of laws, and Israel has to keep all these laws, but all the laws apply to everybody. And I just want to prove that before you guys leave. So let's go to Acts 15 and pick it up at verse 19. Okay, go ahead.
Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them, which from among the Gentiles are turned to God, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood.
So now those are the four precepts that Peter and James all agree that the Gentiles should keep. But that does not mean that they weren't supposed to keep all the law, because the next scripture is the one that binds everybody to keep all the commandments. Okay, go ahead.
For Moses of old time hath in every city.
Wait, he hath in what? Every city. Go ahead.
Them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day.
Being read where? In the synagogues every Sabbath. So it was the point to just show you that as long as we don't put too much on them, as long as they show up every Sabbath day, they will hear the laws of Moses, which are preached every Sabbath day in the synagogue.
Don't throw it all.
So what I'm saying is, it was put there so it would not burden you to come into all the laws at one time, but that you would gradually grow and hear the words and the commandments and the laws and statutes and follow those and get into the kingdom.
Galatians 2, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, you say in Acts 15, that doesn't mean that the Gentiles are not obligated to keep the rest of the law, but they have to do it in increments, not according to Paul in Galatians 2, 1 to 3. What does he say to Titus, the Gentile? When the Jews said, hey, you Gentile, you need to get circumcised and keep the law for justification. Read Galatians 2, 1 to 3.
Then 14 years after, I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas and took Titus with me also. And I went up by revelation and communicated unto them the gospel which I preached among the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation, lest by any means I should run or had run in vain. Then neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised.
So I guess they misunderstood the council Acts 15, because 14 years later, Titus says, no way, Jose, I ain't getting circumcised. Why? Because of verse 16. Are you justified? Verse 16.
Verse 16. Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law.
Say what?
Not.
Say it again. Go ahead.
Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. Even we have believed in Jesus Christ, that we may be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified.
Now let's go to Hebrews 4, 1-11 and see what the laboring is to enter the rest. Hebrews 4, verses 1 and 2. Read it for us.
Let us therefore fear, lest the promise being left us of the entry into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
So they didn't have faith, that's why they didn't profit them, right? Now read 5 and 6.
5 and 6. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest, seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not, and because of Unbelief.
So why did they enter the rest? Because they failed to keep the law? No, because they failed to have true faith. So how do we enter? By faith and faith in Christ alone. That's the context of Hebrews 4, verses 1 to 11. Now let's go to Colossians 2, 16 to 17 and finish it. You talked about Sabbaths, plural, and the reason why Israel had plural Sabbaths, because unlike God, they had to repeat the Sabbath day and the yearly Sabbath. God doesn't have to. It started and it continues to the end of the age. But for the life of me, I would like to know if any of you keep the yearly Sabbath, the 7th year Sabbath rest. If so, do you stop working? Do you stop washing your cars? Do you stop fixing your house? Because there's also a Sabbath year, not just a Sabbath day. So I want to know if you keep that. Now go to Colossians 2, 16 to 17. He said it's time. All right.
Some of your points you raised, I was wondering who you're addressing it to. For example, you showed me that creatures can be spirits. I never denied that. I never said that you don't have spirits or creatures. I said, show me where the spirit is said to be an angelic creature. That was my challenge. So when you went to Ezekiel 1, you're not addressing my point there. And then you quoted Hebrews 1:3, and you actually ended up proving the Holy Spirit must be God, because you said that Jesus by himself purged our sins. By himself, right? You emphasize that? Well, now you have a contradiction with Hebrews 9:14. Read Hebrews 1:3, because I'm going to tell you what you said. It's been recorded, so it's there.
Sure.
Yeah.
God, who at sundry times.
Go to verse 3 for the sake of time. Read.
Welcome again, once again to my channel. Today we are going to see a good
Look, my paradigm or your paradigm?
I'm just asking.
Whose paradigm though? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you start paradigm shit, are we in my paradigm or are we in your paradigm?
Well, I think it's not about paradigms here. We're looking at because we're looking at a statement.
Oh, okay. So I'll take my position. Let
me finish, please.
Go on.
We're looking at a statement from the Quran that puts words in the mouth of someone historical.
Right.
When it puts words in the mouth of someone historical,
right.
I want to know, where can I actually find this person actually making this claim, making this statement?
You want to find some piece of paper somewhere where Jesus went around speaking to people and mentioned Muhammad. That's what you want, yeah?
I need the evidence.
Yeah, and this is a reality. You haven't a clue what Jesus went around and said about anything.
Really?
Personally, you have no evidence for this.
Okay.
You've got no evidence for this.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
You
haven't. You don't know what Jesus said, where he went, what miracles he did. You have no reliable sources of information for this.
Do you know where Jesus went?
I don't need to. I'm a Muslim, mate.
That's what I'm asking. Do you know where Jesus went?
I'm a Muslim. Why are you asking me? Why would I care?
Do you believe that he's your Messiah?
Do I believe he's my Messiah?
Yeah.
No.
So you don't believe that Jesus is your... So who's the Messiah?
Messiah was Jesus. The Messiah sent to the Bani Israel, to the children of Israel. As he
wait a second. Does not your Quran say that Jesus is a sign for mankind?
I believe Jesus is the Messiah to the Bani Israel.
Was he a sign for mankind?
For the Bani Israel.
Okay, so maybe you're unaware of this. Chapter 19, verse 21. It says that Allah says that he made Jesus a sign and a mercy for mankind. Chapter 21, verse 9.
Okay.
Says that Jesus is a sign for mankind.
Mankind when?
Is he just for Israel or is he also for mankind?
Okay. Jesus was sent to the children of Israel. Okay. When he returns at the end of days, it will be for all mankind.
Okay. So when it says that Jesus is a sign for mankind, is that only for Israel or is that for everyone?
Okay. When Jesus first came, he was just for the children of Israel. When he returns, he'll come to slay the Dajjal and for all of mankind.
Where does your Quran say that when Jesus first came, he was only for Israel? Where does your Quran say that?
We said Isa, son of Maryam, to the Bani Israel.
Yeah, but where does it say only to Israel?
We sent him to the Bani Israel.
Being sent to Israel doesn't exclude everyone else, right?
Well, if you're being sent to Bani Israel, to the people of Israel, children of Israel, yes, it does.
Does that mean that you're only for Israel?
Well, if you're sent to the children of Israel, you're not sent to the children of the Gentiles, are you?
But that doesn't mean, just because you're sent to, like, for example, was Muhammad sent to China?
No, Muhammad was sent for the whole of mankind.
He was sent to the whole of mankind, but did he leave Arabia?
He didn't need to. He sent delegation to Rome, to Persia, to Byzantium, and called them all to Islam.
Got you. So he himself didn't have to go outside of Arabia for his message to be for everyone else, right?
No, there's a difference. Allah says in the Quran, we sent you Muhammad as a mercy to mankind. We sent this is different. And Muhammad, peace and blessings, acted upon that by sending a delegation to Persia, to Egypt, and to Rome, calling them all to worship Allah. So therefore, this is an indication and a demonstration of his mission, that he wasn't just there for the Arabs. He called the Persians, he called the Egyptians. Now Jesus, didn't do that. Jesus was sent to the children of Israel.
Okay, so
even according to what you have left, the remnants, the echoes of the life of Jesus, he clearly states who he came for. He clearly demonstrates who he came for.
Got you.
So,
all right. So let's talk about this. What you just said. You said that Muhammad was for all mankind because, and here's your evidence, is that the Quran says he's a mercy for mankind. And then you said that Muhammad demonstrated what Allah has said in the Quran by sending delegations to these other nations. That's what you said. So you have the claim from Allah that proves that Muhammad is not just for Arabia, but for all mankind. And then you have the demonstration. Okay. In the Quran, it says that Jesus is a mercy for mankind, a sign and a mercy for mankind. So he wasn't just for Israel by that standard.
No.
He was also for the rest of the world.
Muhammad is a final messenger. There's no more messengers coming. The new Sharia is with Muhammad. The previous prophets now have been surpassed, just as Jesus surpassed Moses and Muhammad surpassed Jesus. Okay, so when Allah speaks about Muhammad, he's the final messenger. This is the message to mankind. When it's talking about Jesus, it's past tense. It's what's happened in history kind of thing. So we know as Muslims, or we believe as Muslims, that Jesus, when he was sent, had a mission to go to the children of Israel, to call them back to worship and worship the God of worship Allah. And then afterwards, when they rejected him and such, then when he returns at the end of days to slay the Antichrist, then he will be for everybody, obviously. He's not just going to come back for the Muslims. He's going to come back for everybody. Okay. So that's that.
So you said that Muhammad is for mankind because the Quran says he's a mercy for mankind, and then demonstrated it by sending delegates of his message and the message of Islam to these different nations and different people. So what you have here is you have where Jesus, according to your Quran, is sent to Israel, but is also said to be a sign and a mercy for mankind. So the same way that you believe that Muhammad is for mankind, the Quran says the same thing about Jesus, which is why you should know where Jesus preached as the Messiah, what he did, what was in his message.
No, we don't. We don't need to know these things. He was a messenger.
Is he not your Messiah?
Okay. No, he's not my Messiah. No. Okay.
He's not your Messiah. That's tough.
No, he's not my Messiah.
Where do you get this idea that he's not your Messiah?
Because he was sent to the children of Israel as their Messiah.
Wait, okay.
Who was promised the Messiah? Who was promised the Messiah?
At any point,
who was promised the Messiah?
Jesus stopped being Messiah.
One second. Who was promised the Messiah?
No, Hamza, this is the question. Does Jesus stop being the Messiah at some point?
Who was promised the Messiah?
Everyone.
Where does it say that?
Everyone, the Gentiles too.
Where does it say that?
In Isaiah 49.
What does it say?
In Isaiah 49:6, it says, talking about the Messiah, it's too small a thing that I should make you my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to bring back the preserved of Israel. But I will also make you a light to the Gentiles, that my salvation may reach the ends of the earth. So both Gentiles and the Israelites are promised the Messiah.
So you're saying to me, when the Jews read their Old Testament, they recognize a Messiah that's going to be sent to the Gentiles?
Yes. I can't believe you said Jesus is not your Messiah. That's wild.
Yeah, he's not.
It's tough, man.
Okay, so 14:9. Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb. So you think this is Jesus being spoken about, yeah?
Of course, it's the Messiah.
The bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name, and he hath made me my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel. Whoa, that's Jacob.
No, it's not.
Who is Israel?
That's the Messiah.
Thou art my servant, O Israel.
Keep reading.
No, I'm reading it. Thou art my servant, O Israel. So it's talking about Jacob. 1 second.
No, it's talking about the Messiah. You're about to see.
Well, who is Israel? Who is Israel?
I'm about to show you. You have Israel. You have the individual Israel, who's the Messiah, who represents Israel. Then you have Israel, the nation, who that individual saved.
Okay. So let me just read this again. This is Isaiah speaking, yeah? And he hath made, so So this is what
this is Isaiah speaking prophetically with the Messiah.
Right. So this is him speaking. Yeah, listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people. The Lord hath called me from the womb. Okay, so you think this is Jesus speaking? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's imagine this is Jesus speaking. From the bowels of my mother hath he mentioned me, and he hath made me my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, thou art my servant. So now this means God has said to Jesus, thou art my servant, O Israel.
Correct.
Well, Jesus is not Israel.
Jesus is Israel.
No,
the
Jesus
Messiah,
is not Israel. Jacob is Israel.
Okay, keep reading. I'm about to show
you. All right. So
reading.
in context, it's talking about Jacob, not Israel.
It's not. It's talking about the Messiah who's identified as Israel.
Well, it can't be where God is saying to this individual, thou art my servant, O Israel.
Okay, I promise you, Hamza, it all gets cleared up if you just keep reading.
Okay. And now said the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
To bring who?
Jacob.
Wait, I thought that was Jacob.
1 second.
I thought that was Jacob.
Well, look, can I make something very, very plain to you?
Sure.
This Old Testament, yeah, it makes many, many mistakes, errors. Well, it does. It does. Okay.
So the person who's Israel is supposed to bring back Jacob, so he's not Jacob himself, right?
Okay. And Jesus has never been called Israel.
He's being called Israel right there.
He's never been called Israel. You're assuming it's no. You need him to be called Israel for this point. When has Jesus been called Israel?
Right there in Isaiah 49.
Other than here, where else?
Doesn't need to be anywhere else.
Well, it does, because you're implying it's talking about him where it doesn't mention.
That's what it says. I just want to show you how bad that argument is. In chapter 61, verse, do you believe that Ahmed and Muhammad are the same person?
Yeah, no issue.
Okay. So in chapter 61, verse 6, which is what we're talking about, right? It says that Jesus says that Ahmed will come after him. You say that that's Muhammad. Where in the Quran elsewhere is Muhammad identified as Ahmed?
Oh, see, here's the thing, you see. We don't just refer to the Quran. We have the Quran and Sunnah, isn't it? Why are you throwing your arms in the air like you've just done something?
This is tough. This is what I'm saying, the inconsistency.
What was inconsistent?
You're trying to say that there's a problem with Jesus only being referred to as Israel one time, and if no time before that or after that, then that means there's a problem.
No, I'm asking you.
No. Muhammad being identified as Ahmed.
No, but there's a difference here, you see. God is telling us that this is who he's talking about. Yeah?
Where?
In the Quran. Yeah? His Quran is
where I got you. Where in the Quran does Allah say Ahmed is Muhammad?
That's a good question. 61:6, really?
Yes.
And remember when Jesus, son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, I am truly God's messenger to you, confirming the Torah which came before me, and giving good news of a messenger after me, whose name will be Ahmed. Yet when the prophet came to them with clear proofs, they said, this is pure magic. Who does more wrong? So there's only one prophet that came after Jesus, which would be Muhammad, isn't it?
Well, that's according to you, but where does the Quran say? You have to imply that, right?
No. The Quran is clear that the prophet that came after Jesus was Muhammad.
Well, see, but again, you have to infer this, because nowhere in the Quran does it say that Ahmed is Muhammad.
Does it say that Prophet Muhammad was the messenger after Jesus or not?
Where does the Quran say that?
No, does it?
Not to my knowledge.
But your knowledge is very limited when it comes to this stuff.
Sure, so is yours.
Well, no.
Yo, I'm about to get out of here. It's been a beautiful day. Captain did his thing. I got to give him his props. And it's crazy, man. This religion stuff is crazy. Everybody got the truth. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's wrong, yo. Nobody's wrong at all. That's the crazy part. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Israel is the people, servants of Israel. Let me see. Tuesday, I got who do I got? I got Vince Van Too's interview Tuesday, and we're gonna do our thing. All right. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Send the show to 10 of your friends. Get the viewership up. We getting back on. I'm coming out on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. 4 times a week. All right? I'm getting out there. I got a debate with our Mighty Hebrew. I think that's what I'm playing Thursday. I'm not sure. I think that's what I'm playing Thursday. All right. All right. Peace and love, family. We out of here.